Hello again, and welcome back to the Dev Plays The Crucible of Avarice, using the Animite Tales tabletop roleplay game. Last episode, we saw our party fighting in the fighting festival that has been set up by Anarche. In the last session, we saw Felix, Fletcher, and Stan go head-to-head against individuals from the Ushimar clan, a clan of anomalies who wield both a copying power along with their own unique ability. With this, they are able to wield multiple other powers, and it was later on found out that these guys are the descendants of Lord, the first supervillain. Now, after everything that has happened, Felix took down two and was later felled by one of them. However, Fletcher and Stan were able to get victories on their parts. This leaves it now down to Aldous and Anarche to finish off the last fight against the last fighter who had defeated Felix earlier on. This particular individual had left, and therefore, when he comes back, he will also be just as replenished as any other fighter who steps into the ring. The only real question is, which of the two will go first? As we now come back to Aldous and Anarche sitting on the sitting in their booth alongside their teammates. Stan has basically said that he's planning on not having to fight again, so he's just like out as he just walks out and says that he's going to go off and do something.
Well, he's already done his fight. He's done his part. So, which one of you twos want to go up next?
Aldous, do you want to get out of the way?
Okay. Fine.
Okay, do you walk in?
No, I do not, Joe. No, I do not.
Oh, okay. So,
Anarche
what are you doing?
I'm going to body count and do my 3 or 4 different transformations first.
Okay.
Wait, is that illegal?
Yeah, no.
You're only allowed 2 actions. You're only allowed 2 actions before, but you can use body count and one other thing.
Okay, well, give me a second. I have to load up everything.
Anticlimactic, but I get it.
You know, have to load up everything on my very slow computer today.
Add time.
Well, are you sick of it when this happens? Oh no, I spilled my coffee.
Okay. God, computer, faster.
Now with the new coffee stainless, coffee stain proof bib.
Our stainless steel bib.
I said coffee stainless, but yeah, sure. Let's go with the stainless steel bib. Are you tired of basically not having a chunk of armor whilst also when you're trying to eat? No more do you have to concern yourself with that kind of inconvenience.
Okay, well, body count doesn't work.
No, you have 1 action left.
Okay.
Oh no.
Which you can attempt body count again if you would like.
Yes. Screw it, I'll do body count at least.
Okay, I'm assuming this is on your power stone.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because no one else wants me to touch them.
I mean, you don't ask for consent, so...
I mean, every time I've asked, can I touch you, you say no.
When was the last time you asked?
Yeah, I was going to say...
This is a good point, actually.
I don't think I've ever had it that you've ever asked Anarche, or asked Felix, or asked...
Remember?
You've asked Fletcher.
He asked... I think he asked... he has asked at some point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have asked, and he said no. Emphatically no.
That doesn't sound like something Anarche would say.
No, but like, I meant more like he emphatically said no.
Okay.
The key difference, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I body count.
Okay. You go through, and As you sort of see the individual on the other side of the barrier, he creates this giant sort of blue aura that appears around his body as he then walks through the stadium as well into into the middle of the arena grounds. As the two of you walk up to each other, you're about 2 meters away from each other when you stop. As the announcer pretty much announces, it's the cleric, the big man himself, Aldous versus Madra. These two contenders have not faced each other yet in this competition, but it seems as though the air, the tension, and the pressure coming off of the two of these is palpable.
Have you heard about the glories of Animite? Would you like to know after this?
You then you notice that when you're looking at this guy, his eyes are closed, his arms are folded. He's wearing sort of like a very dark navy sort of get-up. But over the top of it is like a red plate armor. As he's sort of like leaning his head down, he then looks up at you, and as his eyes slowly open, I would like you to roll me a willpower check.
Oh, yay! Actually, that's not too bad. I've added to that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Also, can I ask? Do I know what this religion is that he is part of? Because he looks like a crusader.
He doesn't. No.
I mean, he's not.
Just roll the willpower
21.
check. You notice that his eyes sing a harmonic resonance as you realise he has specially designed Power Stone prosthesis in his eyes. As he looks at you, these almost black-eyed but yet like golden iris orbs stare back at you.
Do I know which one they are?
No. You've never heard this particular frequency before.
Ah. Well, I will soon enough.
As you say what you say, he looks at you and smiles. I've not exactly heard the word of Animite, but I have read its words.
Huh? Can you see the notes?
I wouldn't exactly call them notes, but I see their whispers. I see their essence. These eyes of mine, only a few of our clansmen are able to have the capacity. The capacity.
Does he do that?
No. Only a few of them have the capacity for these eyes. These allow us to see further into the truth and the heart of its power. You believe that it is some kind of god, some kind of force beyond human reckoning. Let me ask you something. You spoke as if you have heard Animite. You hear it in your head?
Would you like to hear it?
I'm not
And
entirely...
he puts his hand out like to shake it. Do you want to hear it?
He does not move his arms away whilst they are still crossed. You are strange indeed. But I have heard of people like you who believe Animite to be some kind of being or deity, but actually it's more like a force, something outside of the usual factors of human reality, even beyond the mortal planes. I have read its beautiful words, its bountiful and gracious things that it has said. But it is more people who have found the words and keys. The Ushama clan, they hold an Animite tale, and when you are ready, you are allowed to see into its depths, into its pages, and only with these eyes that I possess is it possible to read all of the book. So I will say this to you very carefully. I do not believe in your faith, but I see why you chose it as yours.
Yeah, I know who the Mishima clan believe in.
Uh,
Are they one of like the Poseidon people or the people with the big sword guy?
roll me,
Rate it.
I guess.
I mean, if it helps, I do have World Traveler. No, I do have Historian.
It's not really a historian thing.
No, I do have mostly knowledge on gods.
Again, it's not really about that because it's about the clan. So you're gonna have to
Oh.
roll me world knowledge.
The first
With-
half of this battle is just a religious debate.
Yeah, I'm gonna say roll world knowledge, just regular world knowledge.
Can I use World Traveler?
No.
Oh, come on, D20 plus 2 computer. You can handle typing.
You can do it. Do it. More.
We believe in
More.
you.
More.
There we go. 1.
You don't know anything about the Ushima clan.
Obviously, the great one. Obviously, that's
You
what I
have
believe in.
no idea. I will say this, from what it seems, it doesn't seem like as if he has any particular belief in a specific god. Similar to you, he does believe in the force of Animite, but it's not something that he actually has a faith towards. Like, he doesn't pray to it, he doesn't believe it to be an actual deity, but he does seem to have the understanding of its power and its presence.
It's kind of an, I don't know if I'd say a deity, because it's kind of beyond that. It's a force. And I don't know, it's hard to explain, because it's unfathomable.
Which is pretty much what he's saying to you. It's just that he doesn't pray to it or believe it as he doesn't worship it. So technically, you saying to him, "Oh, you should believe in the words of Animite," it's like, I do. It's just that I don't pray to them. Like, I don't pray to Animite. It's like we use it as a tool to understand more of the universe.
But it is the universe. Anyway.
As Piggy then just goes, "Begin." I would like you to roll me move speed.
Yay, my best stat.
If only you had body counted to your favorite disciple.
Another natural one. I mean, I'll roll on anyway, but yeah.
Yeah, I suspect this is going to be a good match.
As the match immediately starts up, his aura then takes shape into this gigantic blue energy person, as he's inside of this large energy mech, standing at basically almost as tall as the arena itself. He is floating on the middle part of the energy creature, and therefore he's 10 meters up in the air, inside this thing. As he then just goes, "Regardless of whether or not your abilities are relatively powerful, nevertheless, I am here to still win." As roll me, it's up to you if you want to roll a reaction to this or if you want to roll reaction to something else. Either way, you feel a grand pull like hit your entire body like a force, like as if gravity has now changed as you begin launching right towards him.
Okay.
Do you want to react to this feeling?
Nope, I'll react to the second thing.
Okay.
Because...
How would you like to react to the second thing?
I'm going to fly out of the way.
Okay.
Because assuming he's going to punch me.
Roll for it.
Can I see? Can you roll first so at least I know what I have to beat?
No.
Okay. 20. Yeah.
As
That's well.
the one of the four arms from this mecha creature made out of energy has a sword as it impales you instantly right through the mid portion of your body. I would like you to roll me a fortitude. And this will be with disadvantage.
Okay. My best stat, my 1d20 plus 2. A 9.
A 9.
Yeah.
So that would be a 10, a failure on a 10, a failure on a 15, a failure on a 20, and technically also on a 25. That's 4 up. You will be taking a D10. Is it 4, 6, 8? Yeah, it's D10 of damage for the next D10 of turns. So roll me the first D10, which is the amount of turns. Okay. So as you are impaled, you take a deep wound into your sort of stomach as you take 9 points of damage as you begin bleeding.
Can I ask, did he move his arm when he did that?
He didn't move his physical body. He's still actually, like... The only time that he moved his body was when he tried to move the gravity. When he basically put his hand up, you suddenly felt this pulling sensation as you were launched towards him. And then the actual, like, mech stabbed you, but it didn't seem like any kind of movements came from his body when he did so.
Is the mech physical?
I mean, it stabbed you right through the stomach. It feels pretty physical, but it looks like as if it's made out of something else, considering it's see-through.
Okay. Never mind then.
I just have to find it. Ah, there we go. Okay. Yep. Okay.
Actually, I sure brought books. Forgot about that. Forgot about my master grand plan.
As you are, by the way, you're still impaled on the end of this energy sword, as it's the end of his turn and the beginning of yours.
Oh, okay. Say. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna use my first action to go into Tempest Warrior mode.
Okay.
Because that's always a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It works.
Okay. And how impaled am I?
It's not all the way.
Like, is it?
It's not all the way through you.
Okay. And I'm gonna essentially. Can I attempt to enter flight, but fly off of the giant sword?
Yes.
Okay. Because that's something I'd like to do.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's the end of your turn.
Does that count as advanced flight?
Yes. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
As you just noticed, you just like glow and suddenly remove yourself and fly upwards. Yeah, okay.
Well, that's good. At least he was about stabbed as much as Hancock with the first guy you meet going into Good Neighbor, rather than the end of Legacy of Kain with Kain and Raziel.
Trying to think. Where's the... There's an injury thing, and it's bothering me because I can't remember if what you got was the worst injury or the
It was three rounds.
Ah, okay, no. The roll requirement was 25, so that was 4 difference.
We've already rolled it, Joe.
4 different. It's not a D10, and it's also not a. Huh. Okay, yeah, 4 difference is 2d10s. So I'll just roll another d10 of damage for this turn.
Okay.
Well, actually, it's another turn. It's not lasting 3 rounds, it's lasting indefinitely.
Oh. Oh, good. That's good to know.
I'll roll 3d10s. There we go.
Oh. I mean,
Not the worst.
it's annoying.
There we go.
Okay.
As it begins his turn yet again. What happens? What happens here is he just looks at you and he goes, "So you do have the access to many abilities. My eyes were not deceiving me." Very well then. As the giant mech sort of takes a different stance, as it sort of begins like sort of taking all of its hands, and its hands begin to create more energy blades in each hand. So it now is now holding 4.
Okay.
As it does so, I have to roll this. Roll me willpower.
Oh, come on!
Welcome to the land of the sunken moon. Roll willpower.
God damn the sunken moon people. I hate them. I hate them all.
This isn't a sunken moon. First of all, this isn't a sunken moon person. Second of all, you just
might as well be.
just succeed this. You just succeed this. You will still take damage from this, but it's still fine. As you take 11 points of damage.
Okay. Is that his turnover?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to use. Well, how much damage have I taken?
39
39.
out of 103. So you're fine at the moment.
Okay. I just realized I still have revival heal, which means I've always got a natural 20 in the bag if I need it, essentially.
No,
Or not natural 20. You know, 4 times. 4 times healing if I ever need it in the bag. If only Stan was here, I could have taken his bars. That would have been helpful.
How?
Yeah, I wouldn't. You know, I could have healed reactively. I could have healed without having to use it as a turn.
He doesn't have it reactively, but he does have combat ready healing. I see your point.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
We still have taken up an action though.
Wait. He's got are his eyes filled with things? Does he have eyes?
Does he have a? Yeah, we just went through this.
No. Gotta make sure. No. I want to make sure. Are the things like in his eyes or covering his eyes?
No, they are actually. His eyes are like legitimately like
organ
eyes.
creation. Damn it! I will make him have eyes. He will suffer for what he has done.
Okay.
I think I can do it, can't I? Can I? I can make eyes spread out of his face.
You have organ creator, don't you?
Yeah.
What's the roll requirement on it?
20.
Okay.
These are to some engine organ will be known as possible to grow from said donor species. Usually can heal damaged organs. Is there damage part of his eyes?
And so they are literally just basically animite glass eyes, like similar to Fletcher, whereas like they are in his sockets.
No, what I mean is there still part of like the eyes there at all, like the retina, not the retinas, the thing that connects the eyes to the brain?
First of all, how would you know that?
Just curious.
As a person who's not medically trained.
Anyway, Joe, fine. And the reason I'm asking is because it's a lower roll requirement.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, bam! Now he's getting eyes and it'll be painful and he'll be blinded.
I mean...
He'll be popping things out of his eyeballs. That'll be painful.
As you begin doing this, this will end your turn. As you begin doing this, you do see like his eyes sort of just like... He sort of grabs his head as literally the weird glass eyes like fly out of his eye sockets and sort of float there in front of him. As his eyes like bleed. As he opens them, he's then just got normal eyes back in his sockets. As he just goes, "You will pay for this." He is not a happy bunny that you've just done there.
Well, that's what you do when you come against the king, and you use goddamn willpower techniques against me.
Roll me willpower.
You see, when you do that against me, the like scum, like the scummy is. Actually, shit. No, Ryan. That's a 7. That's a 7.
Oh, okay, that's a 7. Cool. As he looks at you, you sort of just feel like this weird wave of like pressure as you just go, okay, that was weird. Anyway, nothing really happens, and so yeah, what would you like to do?
Okay. I don't know. Being an
I mean,
okay.
his eyes are still floating inside of the mech, but like he no longer has those ones. He's no longer he's no longer got an injury because you've literally given him organs. But yeah, he does not look happy.
It'll be fine. As soon as he leaves, he'll have no eyes again.
Any day now, Sam. Come on.
Think of something. You give me a character I can't fight against the way I usually fight him because he's in a bloody mech suit.
I think what was
Just do like Felix and punch things, you know, it's not that hard.
I know, but I don't have any. My modifiers are terrible against his plus 15.
I mean, you only have plus 10 super deck, Sam. It's
I only have
really.
plus 11 against plus 15, which
And you also
might
have-
as well been useless.
But you also have plus 15 whenever activating or using any of your powers. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
but I don't.
Poor
but I don't have-
Aldous.
So let me get this straight. You went into a combat campaign with a
Yeah.
non-combat character.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But
That's
I've been
like-
lost
that's
now.
You problem.
Yeah, it's a me problem, and I'm okay with that.
Try
I'm not the
more,
one
Sam.
bringing it up. I'm
Feel like
thinking.
you over here.
Thinking. Fine, screw it. I'm going to attempt to attack him with space. I'm going to attempt to essentially cut him in half.
Okay. Go for it.
Got him in
Yes.
there.
Cut him in half with space.
I kind of thought you would go that route too, because you're like, spatial.
Yeah, spatial. I'll cut him in half.
As you do
Or-
indeed cut him in half, roll, I guess. Oh, is this an injury? I take it.
I mean, I'm deliberately attempting to destroy the suit
Oh, okay.
more than anything else. I'm trying to make a breach in the suit
Okay.
more than anything else.
To put it this way, as you do so, it does slice through the suit and slice through him when
Okay.
you do so. As it seems as though whatever it's made of, probably some kind of energy of some sort, it is not resistant in any way against spatial damage.
Oh. But I'm assuming it came back together immediately. It didn't take any damage.
Well, it still hit him, so I now have to roll Fortitude.
Oh.
Which is...
I mean, it's not going to do enough damage to do much to him. Where is it? What is it again? It's...
Oh, I assume this was an injury, so I'm just rolling con.
Oh, okay.
It like cuts through his armor, cuts through him, and it just blood just pours out. Again, with the difference in the roll, that is 2d10s every round, just like it is with you.
I mean, all this is probably the more surprised out of everyone here that he actually managed to do this.
As he's just like cut. Your wound also really hurts as well, as you also take 2d10s, as it is now this guy's turn. As this happens, he then basically just does the exact same thing again. As I need you to roll me willpower.
Aw. 9.
Okay. As he hits you again with this, you take some damage. As this really does frickin' hurt, like your head hurts, but you're still like hanging in there. As you sort of reel back from whatever he's done, it seems as though he's trying to put you under an illusion. However, I would like you to roll me Apostle.
Thank God, Apostle. My greatest skill, 18.
As during this time he says, "Where's your god now?" As you then sort of just hold one of your animite stones and go, "Right here." And as you're about to sort of lose lucidity, you break out of whatever he's trying to do to you. During this fight, you suddenly just go, wow, that was really weird. I've never done this reactively before, but yeah, screw him, as it's now your turn.
It's like the song just gets louder in my ears. Including the ones that are on the ground that I'm not forgetting this time.
Animite knows because he knows I'm right!
Because I'm remembering the fragments that are on the ground this time, by the way. Go.
Yes, okay, cool.
Yeah.
You'll be eating those words soon enough.
I'll remember those stones. Okay. How much damage am I on?
65.
I'm gonna heal, I think.
Okay.
I'm out of his. I'm gonna kind of move out of his range.
I mean,
Kind of move.
I want to point out this giant mech. Everywhere is his range.
Yeah, I'm gonna go slightly. I'm gonna go as far as I can out of his range, yo.
Okay. Well, you hit your back against the barrier, but
Come on.
it still seems like as if he could definitely hit you.
Give me some healing.
Nice.
Ah!
By the
No,
way,
it's not.
this will end your turn.
Yep. Oh, that's not good. It's just not good.
Heal it,
that?
yo.
D10 plus D4. I mean, it does heal 2 of my injuries.
Oh, it heals your your stomach wound. Yeah.
It heals 2 of the things, yeah.
I mean, you
And I
only
get
have one, so
19
that's fine.
back.
Nice. So you are no longer continuously bleeding, and you have healed 19 points. Yep. You still feel pain in your stomach even after you healed it, but it's like it kind of is fair enough considering whatever he stabbed you with isn't normal.
Yeah.
As he just says, "You cannot escape me," looking at you again with his eyes. Roll me willpower yet again.
Look out, Aldous. He's undressing you with those eyes.
I can't reflect it back at him, can I? I can't make him go into one of his the thing where you mind melt. You make reverse the hypnotic beam, and he becomes hypnotized.
It's not a physical beam. It seems as though he's just basically doing something either auditory or visually that keeps hitting you and damaging you.
Oh, so I can't get out of the way of that attack thing. His eye beams.
No, that's why you have to roll willpower.
Ah.
As you take 9 points of damage.
Wait, does he have to look at me to do it? Like to keep his eyes focused on me?
It seems that's the case.
Well, I know I'm going to do next turn. Or at least I'm going to try to. Okay. Let's see what to do. Can I attempt to make his eyes stitched together? Like his eyelids?
Lord.
You can. I don't know about stitch them together, but you can definitely fuse them together.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Roll it, and I'll roll con.
Sorry, don't go like that on me, Conrad. He's the one who brought it upon himself.
I'll try this.
Is the character is supposed to be a pacifist?
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't need to, never mind. As you sort of raise your hand to try and do this, he sort of reels his head back, claps his hands together, and then immediately breathes out an entire plume of flames that when it hits you, you take 31 points of damage as you are immediately covered in blaze of flames.
Ow. Okay. Acceptable. Understandable.
As it is yet again his turn.
Okay. Can I attempt to... Whenever he attempts to do that stupid willpower thing, can I attempt to do something against him?
You can, yes.
Can I attempt to use biological to move his head out of the way?
You can,
So he's
absolutely.
looking to the,
Yeah.
so he's looking to the side?
Yeah, go for it. You slightly tilt his head as he sort of like looks over at something else, but you then just hear, "Really? Is that what you think?" And then suddenly, roll willpower.
Oh. Oh, he's telepathy! I love telepathy.
Okay.
If only you could make it yours.
Oh. Trying to think, how do you get rid of the stupid Mac? 7. Okay, I think it's time. I think it's time for my creme de la creme.
Your creme de la creme.
Indeed. Full part-time stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh well, that doesn't work.
No. It's enough for normal time stop.
Ooh. Yeah, can I do normal time stuff?
But that's not what you called out. No, that's fine.
Yeah, okay.
Normally I'd be a dick about this, but...
Actually, it still needs 20.
No, because you're in Tempest Warrior, it goes down to 15.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Wait.
It's just full power time. It's just full power time stop that like never gets changed.
Okay. Well, I'm going to roll to heal myself.
Okay.
Naturally. Does bugger all. I shall roll to heal myself again.
Dude, I looked away for a minute.
Yes! Yes! 18. What is 28? It is 28. 28 is 5 times.
Okay.
5d4 plus 10. There we go, 50 health back. So how much damage am I on now? After getting back 66.
Less.
How much?
I have to have a look at this now. So
2 actions. This might be sometime, this fight.
100. I was about to say 100 then. You're on 62
points of damage.
Yes.
Okay, so actually, crap. How much time do I have there?
How many times did you use it? You've used 2, so 4 more minutes. Unless if you want to conserve them.
I shall heal one last time, then I'll attempt to do something else.
Okay.
Plus, well, yeah, 1d12 plus 10. 24. 24. That is 1.5. I think, isn't it? I think it's 1.5. Yeah, 1.5.
Yeah.
1d10 plus 1d4 plus 10 plus 14 plus 7. There you go, 25.
Okay. So, so you should now be down to 35. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Can I attempt to use power knowledge? See if there's any way I could break inside that. If there's anything I can think of that would stop this shield, this like mech thing.
Yeah, you can roll it. Use an action on power knowledge. Yep.
There we
go. So with using up your 4th minute in power in time stop, you sort of look back at like what you just did because you can't remember any of the previous fights because you weren't paying attention to them.
No.
But instead, you notice that when you did slice through him. With spatial, it didn't seem to have any resistance to that. Meaning that, like, any spatial attacks can basically be unguarded. He can't defend against them. He would either have to hit you before you landed an attack, or attempt to dodge out of the way, but in this giant mech, there's a good chance that he might not be able to do so easily.
Okay. So there's no way to actually get him out of the mech?
There might be ways for you to do so, but you're not sure because you've not seen how this ability works.
Okay. God, I might do something that reminds me of my Great Mime character.
Okay.
Okay, can I attempt to make a spatial lasso?
A spatial lasso.
Yes.
Oh, you mean a lasso?
Yeah. No, I think it's you lasso someone. It's called a lasso. Is the actual item itself.
Oh, learn something new every day.
It's either that way, or I did the exact opposite, where it's one of those is the correct way. But yeah, I will make a lasso.
Yeah, sure. Why
Can
not?
I that?
The
Can I
construct,
that attempt?
the construct never states as to what you can shape it into. So I guess yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah, and I attempt to lasso him and pull him out.
Roll for it.
There we go. 27.
You do indeed, as you wrap it around him, as it seems to go right through him, as it attaches to his body, as you then pull him out of this thing. Now, the funny thing is, I never actually stated whether or not this would work, so I think I'm going to roll a d100 to see whether or not the luck is on your side. It is not.
You know what?
So as you do lasso him, what happens is he slams against what seemed to be suddenly appearing rib cage into it, as he like slams against it and just like fully like stuck against this rib cage that the lasso seems to be absolutely fine like passing through, but he isn't.
Dunk.
Did he at least take like dunk damage?
It doesn't seem as though he takes any damage this turn, but it's definitely something that happens that you slam him against it. Because, fun fact, it's still time stop.
Oh, sweet! Then I have another plan.
You have one action left.
Okay. Can I ask, would it take an action to essentially put the lasso into the ground so it's like remains there? Like that's the final bit, is pulling him forward and then leaving it like stuck into the ground.
Oh, kind of like you're anchoring him.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure, yeah.
Please tell me that won't take an action.
That will definitely take an action to do so.
Fine.
That would be your last action, but I'm happy with that.
Yeah, fine, we'll do that. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to ask you to roll SP just to see the level of strength that the spatial construct has.
I'm going to... Give me a second. I think I have spatial... Wait, give me a second. Do I have advantage? Do you have advantage on space? I don't! Damn! I don't actually have a practice.
Okay, 22, not too bad. As you sort of like anchor it to that, time resumes. As it's just like, what the... You... He looks up at you with the most furious look. Roll me willpower.
Okay. 18.
Okay. So, you're taking this, and then you're taking this. As you suddenly look at him, look at you, and suddenly you just feel like this horrible pain all the way through your body. As suddenly his face begins to like melt. As you suddenly hear like a voice chanting your name over and over again, saying Aldous. As suddenly you awaken, a horrible pain in your stomach, and you're currently being held by one of the arms of this horrible nightmarish creature, as the person who's screaming your name over and over again is actually Felix and Fletcher, who, by the way, throughout this time, for those of you who are unaware, that didn't actually happen. That was all in Aldous' mind, as he has been onslaughted, beaten, hit, burned, attacked. All of this damage he's been taking whilst he's been unconscious, and now he's being grasped by the gigantic mech. During this time, this guy also removed his own eyes and implanted the new spheres yet again into his eye sockets during this time that Aldous was under this illusion. As Aldous, you are damaged by up to 146, and you still have your injury, which I now must roll the damage for yet again. As that is 17.
Okie doke.
As
This slimy Slimy bastard.
It is now your turn.
And the lassie could have worked. Actually, it still might work. Luck could you'd have to roll luck again, right?
I mean, let me put it this way. As I said, normally I wouldn't be so allowing.
Well, time to full power time stop. Because that didn't happen, did it?
No, you didn't.
That didn't actually count. Right?
Yeah, no, you didn't You didn't burn up your time.
Full power time stop.
However,
come on.
I don't even think that is high enough, is it? No, it's not. No, it's plus. Yeah, that's 23. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Full power time stop. Screw this man. I hit him.
You're currently still being held by this energy mech fist.
Okay.
Now,
okay.
Normally you wouldn't be allowed to. You're not! Oh my gosh, I forgot. You're not allowed. You're not allowed. If you're held by another mortal creature who can't move through stop time, you can't stop time. And the fun fact is, this mech is infused with this dude's willpower.
Yeah?
Which means you can't time stop.
Can I not? Does it say that?
Yeah, it's one of the weaknesses, is if you're being held by a creature that can't move through stop time. Technically, if it's a manifestation of his own physical spirit still touching you, it still technically counts.
Give me a second.
Ooh, no.
I won't. Just give me a second.
That's like the weakness of their time stop, is that they can't time stop whilst being grasped by something that can't pass through physical time.
Just give me a wee second. My dad's calling me and I can't get him to stop.
Okay.
Wait a second.
Meanwhile, in the stands.
In the stands, yeah. This is sort of been going on. You've sort of seen Aldous being put onto this illusion, and then this guy's just bloody wailing on him. Burn him, hit him, slash him a couple of times, just basically ragdolling him. And at one point, he then grabs him with the mech and is sort of just holding him up there. Whilst this is going on, Felix, Fletcher, and Anarke, you're still seeing this. Is there anything that you want to sort of discuss with each other, or is there anything that you wanted to say during this time?
Okay. So I can't fill part-time stuff?
No.
Oh.
Babadook. That is all.
As you try to full power time stop, you sort of go, and you just think in your head, full power time stop, and nothing happens.
Yeah.
As he's holding you, and he just goes, now that is impressive. You can do very little when you don't understand the limitations of your own abilities.
God. Fuck. The pages have decided just to stop working now. Reload.
Page shut
Fine.
down.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try and fly out of his grip. Why not? That's something I can do. I can do.
Now, do you want to be rolling disadvantage or me advantage?
Well, I have advanced flying, so would I have wouldn't that remove that disadvantage advantage?
You're being held by an actual physical construct. It's basically the equivalent rules of grapple. So, and again, you're trying to like basically pull yourself out using something. So, again, I guess that you can still roll advantage, but I'm also allowed to roll advantage.
Sure, why not? That sounds like a good idea. We'll both roll. So we'll roll 2d20. Whoever gets the highest. 31.
Ooh.
31.
Oh.
We equaled.
Yeah, which means
what happens when you equal?
You don't escape. You have to beat the grappler.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so yeah, he's still basically holding you as he just pretty much like brings you slightly lower down, so that then you're sort of seeing each other. As like you notice that all of the blood still like pouring out off of his face is starting to like dry up. As he looks over at you, goes, "You know, I really wasn't expecting you to do something such barbarically like that. Nevertheless, you have fought well. Now it's time for you to go off in defeat. Will you take it gracefully?
Depends what he rolls.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Aldous is not going to say anything.
Either way, no, because no. Why would I take it gracefully?
Aldous is a pacifist, but he ain't a quitter.
Yeah,
That's fair.
especially when screw this man. And his stupid max it.
As he tilts his head back and unleashes a sort of fire breath attack towards you while still being held by this fist.
Does he have to have concentration to actually do mental attacks? Is that a factor in this game?
Why?
Just curious, because I can distract him.
I mean...
I could easily distract him.
Just throwing this out there. This isn't a mental attack. This is literally him just literally launching fire from his breath at you.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. You're no longer
Can I roll-
under an illusion.
Oh. Can I roll to close his mouth as he tries to breathe it out?
Yeah, you can try so.
Yeah. Come on.
What the fuck's wrong with your luck today?
Thank you, J-Spot.
It is all over the place, isn't it? It's not even consistently good or consistently bad. It's just...
Thank you.
all
Thank you,
over
three
the
that's,
place.
natural.
that's how dice is supposed to work.
I mean, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. It hasn't given me a
Uh,
natural 20 yet, which would have been nice.
that's fair, that's fair.
Yeah, technically you've got more like 3 natural ones, so it is.
Yeah.
Easy, yeah, okay. As you get hit by this, you take more damage as you're like, sort of hit by this fiery sort of like breath as you're still being held by this arm.
How much damage I am?
You are so fun fact. All of those healings that you did do nothing. You were on
I know.
181.
Sweet, I've got some amount of health left.
You've got just I think it's 12 points.
Okay.
You got 12
my-
points of health left.
Is it my turn?
It is indeed your turn.
Well, I'm going to use my natural 20 of the day to get revival heal.
Okay. Okay, so I want to point this out. Since you're in combat, there is still a chance I can still technically reactively hit you.
Actually, no, I just realized, never mind, it's everyone in healing radius, so that's a no-go.
Ah, yes, it's indiscriminate. Although, to be fair, I don't think he's taken that much damage from you.
Yeah, but,
It's up to you.
I mean, you'll still roll against my natural 20. I'll still have to roll for it, won't I?
Yeah, you'll still have to outpace me. However, if you get the same roll as I do, like say for instance you actually get a natural 20 and I get a natural 20, or even like you get a natural 1 and I get like a slightly crummy roll, you still beat me if your roll is still technically higher. Which I know 15s each basically means
No,
it
it's
doesn't
10.
count. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Yeah.
No, so you're screwed. I'm just going to use my practice of the day and just try to heal the normal way,
Okay.
the pure technique way.
The only thing
just
I will
go-
say about that, wouldn't that forcibly re-heal his eyes?
On! Dicebot! You scum! You absolute scum!
As you try to do this, as you like try and heal yourself, you then see and hear him just go, "I don't think so," as it then like crushes you. Roll me fortitude. Also, I completely forgot to roll your bleed over the last 2
Yeah,
rounds.
it's me gone. Yeah, fortitude. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. As he does so,
Dice
he
balls
sort
aside.
of crushes you, and you like inside of this like semi-see-through hand, you sort of start noticing that it's being stained with blood, as you can hear an unforgettable cracking and crushing sort of sound, as you just fade from consciousness. We have a winner, Madra Ushima. As then he just goes, "Fair enough," throwing your body out of the bounds as you fly out past the barrier, and then as you're sort of coming to consciousness instantly, you see yourself flying away. You're fully back to health, but you're about to like hit the ground quite hard. You can roll to react if you wish, as you do still have pretty much all of your abilities.
Joe, can I go to reactively grab him? Because I do have that.
You can, yeah, you can.
How about no, Joe? How about I don't do anything with these dice pod rolls?
How about you just sit there and just...
Yeah, how about that, Joe?
This is the one time that I have to agree that the dice absolutely just wrecked you. Like...
Yeah.
Yeah, so Anake, you go sort of leap up, you then grab him before he flies too far, as you sort of like land at the back of the stands, sort of almost Superman carrying him at this point, as you sort of put him down.
That's right, speaking about that, like, don't forget about all the 4s I got for the willpower rolls.
Yeah, that was not.
Yeah, don't forget that.
As you put him down.
Yep. Oh, well. That didn't go too well, huh?
He's all yours.
I guess so. Alright then. Well, let's hope things go well, shall we?
As it's currently being announced, unbelievable! Aldous was hanging in there for a second, however it seems as though he just gave up halfway through the battle and was not able to fight whatsoever. Could this be another illusion? Or perhaps is there something else to this particular strategy? Regardless, we all know who's left. Anake will take the stage. Will he be able to defeat Madra, or will the others have to come to his rescue?
Alright, first, quick question, actually, before I do up.
We have this.
Connor?
What's we go?
Yeah, so here's...
Yeah! Oh!
Connor? Does anyone want to tell him?
Oh, okay.
I've server muted him, there we go.
Okay.
Right, I was gonna ask, he did get his eyes healed, right? And then he re-put in the stones?
Yes, yeah.
Wouldn't he take injury damage from that?
Yes, although... there's
He's also not leaving the barrier, because obviously he's the only
yeah.
fighter,
Yes.
so...
There is something to it.
Okay.
But I won't really give it away.
No, that's fair enough. That's all I was asking. Okay.
It's just
before
imagine all this sitting back down the pews and Felix looking over them. Popcorn?
Yeah. Alright, before I walk in, I'm gonna go into my willpower state transformation.
Which one?
Just the basic one.
Okay.
No, I won't. Actually, you know what? I'll roll for it again. Let's
Okay.
go.
Okay.
I was gonna do something else, but I can do that once I get in the arena.
That's fair. Alright.
Yeah, that works.
Yep, you transform, bolster up, walk through. As he's standing there in his gigantic mech, waiting for you. I see. So you're the last one to grace me with your presence before I go through the rest of your team. Aren't you the one who was defeated by the bird so quickly?
Yeah, that's me. It was pretty bad.
Then I don't think there's much hope for you.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
The fighters are ready. Get, set, and go! Roll move speed. I have a feeling that this is going to be very interesting.
We'll find out how this goes, yeah.
Indeed. As he goes to swing at you with one of his swords.
Ah. Interesting.
By the way, I can tell you, since you are actually in your form, you can definitely sense that entire mech is filled with both energy, like light energy, but also infused with willpower.
Yeah. Oh, alright then. I will, I will counter with a giant energy arm.
Okay. Oh,
They
okay.
Clash?
Yeah, as they clash. As he slams it against your arm, and you're just sort of like, just almost this gigantic arm slams it. You feel that energy pulse out of all directions as the shockwave hits the barrier and even shakes the ground around it. As it sort of like knocks off slightly as the arm sort of dissipates. You do not take any damage as it blocked all of the blow for you. I say. Then you indeed have different abilities than the others. Your strength is admirable, but you own similar powers to myself. You know, if you were part of my clan, I would have already taught you this ability. Of mine. The Storm God's Visage.
Oh, now that is a cool name. Let's see if I can do it, shall we? As I'm going to attempt to not entirely mimic, but do the same thing that he's doing.
Okay. So you're going to cover yourself in energy to create a
Yeah,
visage,
and I'm going to make a giant, like, Azura-like sort of giant person, so it has, like, 6 arms coming out the top.
Ooh, okay, okay. Roll for it.
Yes.
Ooh, perfect.
However,
roll.
when I create the bit that I'm covering, if this is alright, I'd like to make it so the energy is so dense, he cannot see me.
Okay, yeah. So it just looks like you've transformed into a giant Indra, basically. Or Azuras.
Yeah. And as
Impressive.
And then as I do that, I'm also going to give my one a weapon.
What
So
weapons?
I'm going to give it some knuckle dusters.
Ah, okay. Yeah, the knuckle dusters sort of appear on all of its different fists.
Cool. Alright. I go to punch him.
Fair enough.
Oh, we match.
Ooh, okay. So as you go to punch him, he goes to sort of like block with his swords. As you just bam, immediately strike the swords. As yet again, the pulse. As you go in for another punch, keep hitting. As like he keeps blocking with the swords again and again and again. As it's then his turn. As this incredibly intense fight, he then just sort of goes to try to stab where he thinks you would be, which he thinks that you are in the head.
Okay, I guess I should tell you where I am, aren't I?
I assume the chest, but I mean,
Yeah.
okay.
We'll go the chest. Just because I am basically sort of mimicking what he's doing, but slightly differently, because I built it around myself.
Okay.
So, yeah, we'll go the chest. Alright, then I'm gonna go for, I'm going to punch for where he is.
Okay. Roll for it. Nice. Roll damage.
What would that be with the knuckle dusters?
So it would just, in this particular case, it would just, because I don't think that you actually rolled for it separately, so it's just literally just energy damage.
Okay. 86 is 12. Yeah, I think that's all I'm adding.
Nice. As you punch into this sort of chest area, it does break, but it just comes short of like actually hitting him.
Yeah.
As it breaks open, it's now your turn. As you do break it, and it sort of like hits him off of point, so the sword actually doesn't even hit the head of this thing.
Alright. You know what? I will make my first roll to actually roll for the knuckle dusters,
Okay.
if that's alright.
Do you have any like energy construct abilities?
I don't think I technically do, no.
Okay.
So should I roll for the modifier, or should it just be half? How are we working this?
Yeah, we'll do. I guess we could do half. So
Okay.
what is it like?
40.
$8d6s?
Yeah, it's 48. I think is the max.
Okay,
damage.
so it's 24.
Yeah. Okay. All right, and then I will go to punch him.
Okay. Ooh. As you indeed go to hit him, but he then sort of strikes at you, sort of slashing at the stuff that you sort of like create. Both of you do land a hit against each other, so roll damage and I shall do the same.
All right.
As you take 44 points of damage, you deal 86 points of damage.
Is any of this halved, or is it just flat equal?
Actually, that's a good point. I don't think that I rolled it.
No, you just walked in and it happened.
22, you got a 20? Yes, it's not halved.
Yeah. Okay.
As you have been dealt 44 points of damage.
Yeah.
Okay. And you have dealt to him 86. And I believe that breaks vitality.
I would be very surprised if it didn't, to be honest.
It does indeed break his vitality. So...
Would that count as disadvantage, or would it just be normal?
No, it's just normal.
Yeah,
but he is having to roll something for this. I think it's that +1. Okay. So as you sort of like hit him, like bam, right in the center of this armor, he has to roll for concentration. He keeps it up. However, as you hit him, you actually like do crush a lot of his sort of body beneath this fist. As you do so, you actually cause an injury as it breaks all of the armor that he's wearing. And it causes cracking of his ribs, which is plus... Okay, yeah, it's plus 12, so he takes another 12 points of damage. Yep. As it is now his turn. Sort of coughing and hacking blood. He claps both of his hands together. As you notice that the energy mech's ribcage comes back. And you begin noticing some strange sort of like function happen in his body where it looks as though he's slowly healing. I just healed his broken ribs. That's all I've done. I've just reversed that. That's all that's happened.
Well, I mean, hey.
You know, yeah, it's something. As it's now your turn.
Alright, I assume I have to repair my energy mech. To not be immediately hit.
Yeah, yes. So, it's pretty much like... How do I put it this way? You have to pretty much keep using some roll to basically keep this manifested in some way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty much... Yeah, it's pretty much...
Right, I'll roll for that first.
Awesome.
Yeah. What do I want to do from here?
As you just hear from the stands during this fight, it's like, amazing! Anarche has not only matched Matra's abilities, but has also created a same type of energy mech as himself. This is incredible. With 0 training on this ability, he's immediately mastered the skill that most of the Ushima have been able to wield throughout this tournament. However, their blows aren't exactly equal, as it seems as though, after training blows finally landing a strike each, Matra seems to be on the defensive. However, Anarche is still backing up his attacks.
Alright, I'm gonna try to use my new skill. Actually, I'm gonna use a bonus action.
Okay.
Open up a portal inside my thing. I'm gonna pull out that small chunk of animite I got ages ago.
Ah.
And then I'm going to try and use the new technique, or the new skill I made under the Book of Physics.
Okay.
And I have to get 15 or above.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
So I activate the Star Roaring engine.
Ooh.
which I don't think does anything yet, because is that the end of my turn?
I think that is the end of your turn. Yeah, I just noticed that. Yeah.
So it's there, but it doesn't do anything yet. Or unless having energy around it already does something.
I'm going to say yeah, it definitely counts as that. So I guess just roll the energy damage from that. So it's just the usual stuff.
It can hold up to 40. So it's halfway there.
Okay. What happens is after sort of like looking up at you and sort of noticing like that the energy mech doesn't really seem to move too much, he then just sort of goes, "Giving up already? How about this?" As he places his hand up, as you suddenly feel a pulling sensation towards you. Do you try and fight back against this, or
can I have the mech move with me as I'm being pulled?
Yes, you can roll SP, yeah, and see if that's a possibility.
I will try and do that.
Okay. Sadly not, as he pulls you directly out of it. As you're launching towards him, he then gets the he then gets the mech to go and stab you in the exact same manner as the last time. Roll me fortitude. This will be a disadvantage.
Oh, okay. So 5.
As you are impaled on this thing, immediately you are dealt a similar but actually slightly worse injury than Aldous, as it goes through you and out through the back of you. As you are dealt an injury that is now causing you to bleed, similar to the last one, as you are now coughing up and bleeding profusely.
Alright. Technically, I don't know if the energy mech would still technically be able to be sustained by the bit of animite, right?
Actually, yes, technically, because it does power things, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
So it would just feed off points out of that to keep the energy mech up.
Yes.
So it would technically now only have 20 points instead of 21.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will keep count of that. As I'm impaled on the thing, coughing up blood, I'll look at the blood on my hand. And an old sensation will come back. The remembrance of why I used to enjoy this. So I will attempt to roll for my skill undermined.
Is this the new one?
Yes.
Mm.
And it works.
Indeed. Explain, what is it that the others see?
There isn't really an obvious change. But, I guess, is anyone sensing willpower at this moment?
I guess technically, Felix and Fletcher could roll Path of the Mind to see if they notice this.
I mean, okay.
So Felix and Fletcher.
That's a d20 plus 10, I believe.
Yes, yeah. Awesome. So the both of you, as you're seeing this, you are sort of sensing that there's something strange about Anarche's transformation. He's almost giving off an essence that's not like something that he's given off before. Again, if you would like to finish your description.
Yes. You almost sense like there's a change in the very essence. You can almost feel which is odd. It's almost like you can feel the prospect of a challenge and excitement coming off his very will itself. As there seems to be like a boss and more like a core center that seems to shine. As that...
It seems he's enjoying his fight again.
As I'm going to reach out, I'm going to try and make another mech around myself.
Ooh, okay.
Felix is just enjoying his popcorn.
I mean, hey, why not, man?
Yeah, he's here for the food.
As you're still eating the food, you are sensing this change in him. This is something that you've never sensed off of him in a way. You've sensed like his level of like intensity and excitement in battle, but this is something more familiar, whilst also something relatively new. Fletcher, on the other hand, you haven't seen this in an arcade properly in a long time, but also this new form is something different as well. Something different entirely. But there's a certain level of new familiarity. Like as in something, a feeling that you felt very recently as this washes over an arcade's presence. As this happens, you create another mech of energy in Arcade around yourself and around this this energy sword that is currently sticking through you. As that happens, that is the end of your turn. I'm assuming it's pretty much similar to the last.
Yeah, they're the exact same, pretty much.
Fair. As he attempts to basically attack you with another one of his other swords.
Alright, from the other mech, I'm going to have it open its mouth, and a ball of energy is going to spit out as I'm going to use Shower of Light.
Ooh, okay.
Which I will use a point to cast, so the thing now has 18, because it would take another point to keep up the thing.
Oh, okay. Sadly, not in time enough.
No.
As you
I assume it doesn't happen.
No, you try and concentrate on it, and it still hits you, and it sort of breaks your concentration away, as you are dealt 49 points of damage.
Okay. I now have to check something. How much damage am I down in total?
So it is... Just having a look.
Well, I guess I should say, how much health do I have?
You have been dealt 96 points of damage, so 96 off of your current total.
Okay. I wouldn't be 172 yet, would I? Health-wise.
230, take away 96... 134.
Oh, okay. Well, the first quarter kicks in then.
Okay. Second half is nearly also
Yeah.
a thing as well. As it is now your turn, as he does slash at you, and he goes, "You fool! It doesn't matter if you hide yourself with your energy and your willpower. I know that you're still on the end of my blade."
As I guess anyone who's sensing this would feel this feeling kick up another notch, even more powerful.
Again, Felix and Fletcher just sensing the intensity of this pressure from an arcade, almost making you both relatively excited for this fight. Even if you're not normally excited for other people's combat, something about it makes you slightly either happy or happy for him.
God, I love anime.
You know what? We made a joke about that last session. And we shall continue to do so throughout every other session. It's now your turn.
I assume I can't have an attack come from me and the core at the same time, right?
Sadly not, no.
No. Alright. Again, from the core, I shall... Actually, no. From my one, I'm going to try and do Shower of Light.
Okay.
And I'm going to have it 2 targets. The core and him.
Okay.
So he has to beat a 32.
Ooh, okay, 21. No, he does not. As your giant mech vomits this orb out that then shoots.
So the first 8d6s are for the core.
Okay.
Alright, so against 32. So it's up to 40 now.
Yep, smacks out.
Yep. And then he is going to take 6s plus... Now how many dice is this now? Because I believe the dice have doubled. Need to look on this one.
I believe
Because now it would be 8d6s because it's 40-12s now.
Does it add your spirit fist or spirit control to it?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah. So then it would be
8d6s plus 20 plus 16.
It'd be 8d. Yeah, so it'd be 8d6s plus 8d6s plus 16.
16.
Yeah.
So 64.
As it immediately shatters the ribcage of this creature that he's inside of, he just looks at you with sort of terror as he knows that the next hit is going to probably hit him.
As it
is now his turn, he then goes for a fire breath. Why is it with every fire breath I get? It's 18 and 17. As he tries the fire breath, as he sort of claps his hands together, reels back his head, and then immediately breathes out with a huge sort of gust of a plume of flames.
You know what? From me, I'm going to breathe out a beam of energy at his.
Anarche, the greatest troll ever.
Yeah. Yes.
You both hit each other.
We both breathe at each other.
Yes.
Actually, while I'm doing this, I can just copy the previous roll.
14.
That is a big number.
Yes, although it does put you at 110, so it's dangerously close.
Actually, that does break it because it's 115. So thank you for, because it's 115 for the quarter.
It's 115 for the quarter. You have 110 damage.
Right.
You're 5
I see what you mean.
away.
I'm close.
Yeah.
So you take 60.
Okay. Yeah, he definitely gets hit by this. So that's plus 60. Jeez. Okay. Damn. That also breaks his vitality again.
Yep.
In a secondary hit. This is only the second time you've actually landed a hit on him. Yep. As again, I have to now roll willpower. Not willpower, sorry, body. As again, but instead, when he gets hit by this, he's covered in energy burns, which are the equivalent of plus 10. So he'll now have a weakness of plus 10 to every time that he gets hit by energy attacks. As it is now your turn.
Which, does that mean he has to roll to not get hit by the
Yes, it absolutely does. I will now attempt...
It has to be a 32. No?
Roll damage.
So he takes that plus an extra 10, correct?
Well, he won't take the extra 10 because, again, all this will do is just break the ribs again because it refreshes every
right. I
turn,
see, yeah.
So it would refresh at the end of this turn. So... Yeah, so, again, shattering the energy ribs around him.
Now, question. I can't use 2 showers of light. But if one comes from the core, does that count?
I would say it still does, because you're the one who has to activate the thing.
The access of it, yeah. That's fair enough. Alright. I want to move the other mech around him, so we're basically got one in front of him, one behind him.
Okay.
And then just for style, I'm gonna have the one with the core go to punch him because that's the one with the knuckle dusters still.
Okay. And he'll attempt to fight back against that one.
Yeah, he got the natural 20, so
I'm going to roll a severity check as well. As he does slash back through it, he does sort of cut it into a huge chunk out of it, and it stops it from completely doing anything to him. But you then see how close he was to the actual core. He nearly touched the core with that blade, which could have potentially destroyed this thing. As it is now his turn, he then attempts something. So I completely forgot that I should have been doing this. So I need to actually see how long that it lasted. Okay. And then that's the last one. So 13, 14, and 19, as he has been healing passively over the last couple of things. As you'll also notice, the burns are now also gone. However, it doesn't seem to have been healing him as fast as you've been damaging him. But it is still a rapid healing power. As I will now actually go for his first action. As what happens is he then sort of like claps his hands yet again together, and then what seems to happen is some of his fingers become sort of almost viney, as then like when he like removes his hands together, like a huge clump falls in front of him, lands on the ground, and becomes basically transforming into a person. It then creates a clone out of this sort of wooden object, and then the wooden object sort of then becomes more like him, and then it then also gains a gigantic mech of energy. Sort of at this point, the entire arena is full of just energy mechs. As he then just goes, "I shall now be using the strategy that I should have used against that fatigue man. Now, go!" As the clone attempts to attack you, as it's in front of him.
Alright, I'm gonna have the other mech punch his mech.
I fully believe that if we got to like rest between fights and like recharge our abilities, no one would beat Felix out of this group of people we're fighting.
I don't doubt it.
You do hit the mech and you do stop it.
Alright, cool.
From the clone roll damage.
I have to go and copy it again.
You do indeed break the energy mech. Like its rib cage, so it's like no longer defended, as it is now your turn.
Cool. Does Shower of Light still go? Because it had two rotations.
No, because it also counts as the rotation that it starts.
Okay, alright. Shower of Light then. And I will go for the same strategy of the core and all of the murderers.
Okay. This does mean, however, that both of them are able to react against you.
Yes.
Okay, so that's the clone. And does the other stop you? Well, it's five above yours anyway, so it doesn't really matter. As the clone does actually hit you before you can do so, and he then sort of charges back and also tries to hit you as well. This does stop you from actually attaining the ability.
Yes.
So this is from the clone. Oh dear, it won't let me copy and paste. There we go. So that's the first one. And that's the second. Jeez. Way to step up the damage. So that's 105.
Yep.
Which, adding that on, puts you at 215. Jeez.
Alright.
However, both of the attacks separately do not break your vitality. Not even close. So they both
and also, that basically means what? Am I past 72 damage now? Or 72 health?
Yeah, basically the only thing that you need to basically now have is you pretty much need to be like one for it to go any higher at this point.
Alright. I think it's time for more stacking.
Okay.
As I'm going to activate my my master transformation on top of this.
Awesome, cool, nice work.
Yep. So I just need to. This is just a roll. See what the willpower number is.
Awesome.
Which I will take. I will use one of my advantage rolls to do.
Hey, okay, that's using your head.
So, 27.
Yeah, jeez. Okay.
Yeah. Which beats his.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool. So now, every time I get hit, I need to tell you what the number you need to subtract.
Yes.
You need to subtract 32 and then half it.
Okay. I think I do actually have the calculation somewhere because I recently did this, didn't I?
Yeah.
So I'll look for that whilst you're.
Alright, second action. I'm going to use another one of my advantages to use Shower of Light. So that is 2 out of my 4, I believe. Yeah, because I get one, I get another one when I hit a quarter, I get another one. Yeah, so 2 out of my 4. Natural 20.
Oh, well, I'll roll anyway because I completely forgot that this guy technically also has a advantage as well. Yep, that doesn't work. Yep, so
Cool.
you activate it.
So there's 8d6s. I'm gonna say max turns, so lasts for 4 turns. For the natural 20.
Okay, yeah, for the natural 20. Yeah, fair enough. I'll
There's
also try and roll
8d
the. Yep, okay. No, the clone doesn't do anything either.
8d6 is plus 24, plus then, so it's 8d12s. So how many d6s is that?
16.
16. D6s plus 32.
Jeez.
So they take 128.
Oh!
Uh,
From nothing to all the damage.
I'd say that's a lot, but that is kind of one attack from Felix.
Well,
That's not my max, I
that's
will remember.
yeah.
no.
That,
I know, that's the best part.
that's him
Don't
just.
get on your high horse too
I
yet.
want to point out that's just him pissing about with.
And
energy.
I can combo as well, so I will keep that in mind.
Okay, so I'm just going to point this out. His maximum health is supposed to be 196. After this attack, you deal that 128. So that puts him up to 228 as he is just wiped out. It's like you just create the showers of light as it just fucking just annihilates him, breaking the breaking the energy mech's ribs, and then just keep going and going and going and going as he just gets riddled with all of this energy as it just keeps showering and showering and showering.
I want to see that con roll, sir.
As I will roll that con roll, but yes, this is wow, okay.
Ah,
How weird. He doesn't take an injury from this, but it does basically do the equivalent of damn near killing him. As he's just completely annihilated by this attack. Fun fact, that's still a fail.
Oh wow!
Yeah, because he's got 55 vitality.
Oh yeah,
That's
it
2
is.
times.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is still a fail. But yeah, as he just gets riddled with these, as he falls, as his energy mech disappears, and the clone is just riddled until it disappears out of nothing. Both of the energy mechs disappear as he falls to the ground, bloodied and battered and burned beyond almost near recognition. As Pinky then goes, I can't believe it, but Anake not only won, but he completely demolished him. We have a winner. The Kings of the Hill will remain on top of their pedestals for now. As the crowd just goes, what? They just go mental. They absolutely love this fight. They absolutely love this moment. As you feel the rage of everyone around you, you feel the rage for sort of incredible conquest and battle. As the what happens is someone comes over to the arena, grabs this guy, and just pulls him out so that he can be put back together again. As he does recover, as he looks up at you, sort of still floating there, as he then just sort of just smirks and sort of walks away. As Pinky pretty much says, and now for the remainder of the day, the other fighters will continue their conquests against each other, seeing how many points they can rack up before the end. Take care, and as she sort of like lets everyone go, I will now have to ask Aldous, you need to roll me a D4. Thank you. How many points did you have? I believe you might be muted.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Ah, shit.
That I am.
Alright, have you already done this for Felix? Because then he
Yeah, Felix. Well, Felix hasn't fought this session, but last time.
So, how many points do you have, Aldous?
96,250.
Okay, half that.
That is divided by 2 is 48,125.
Okay.
So now it's less than when we started, I think.
I mean, to be fair, when you started with 5,000.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I just have to get this right. 8-1. Kane, do you want to roll me a D4, please?
D4.
Yes.
4.
No way. No fucking way.
Yeah.
All but one.
I'm taking everything.
I have to also multiply this as well. Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
This is
This
karma
makes up
for
for you.
losing. Yeah, this is losing all my points. This is karma.
Okay,
And
so
that's-
I want to point out this is post double. This is post double, so this is what you're getting.
Alright.
923,659. That is yet again 163,923,659 points.
Only needs like 8 more fights like that, and then this will be over.
Yeah, I mean it's technically 660 because of my 1 point.
Yes,
but
it is. Yeah, so the easiest math I think we've ever had to do here.
I will take that. I appreciate that.
Holy shit.
I'm
You only
back
need
from
to-
being poor, baby. Woo! I'm not with the peasants.
So you only need 300 million left, roughly?
Joe, as my band color changed.
Your band color was always yellow in the first place, so
Yes.
it has not changed.
Not changed. Nice to know.
As the others sort of like go off and do their thing. As I would now like to ask Felix, what would you like to do?
I don't know what like go into another battle or
Okay, so this is a question for all of you. What would you like to do? Would you like to go into another battle, like as in like skip to the next day and go to another battle, or would you like to do something before that?
Fletcher would like to attend one of Aldous' ceremonies.
you gone mad? You doing alright?
Yeah. Did you get hit in the head too hard?
Damn,
He's
I mean,
died
he's-
too many times. He has to believe in something now in case there is an afterlife.
I mean, to be fair, that does actually register. That makes sense.
You know, like after the 8th time, you begin to wonder: is there nothing after this? Maybe if I
Eight?
believe 8 times.
No, 5. Come on.
No.
I mean, to be honest,
it's worse. It's worse that I wasn't exaggerating that high a level now.
yeah, I mean,
think
to
it
be
is.
fair, yeah. At least, let's be honest. He could have gone really silly with it and gone double digits, but no, he actually
No.
made it somewhat realistic.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mm. Mm.
Yes.
You know how we're-
Would
yeah.
you like to have your ceremony?
Yes.
Okay.
How many people appear for this ceremony?
That's actually a good
3,
question. So
including me.
you,
Yes, Fletcher.
I would like you to roll me. I'm gonna say I'd like you to roll me a.
D100.
I'm gonna ask you to roll me a D4.
There's me and 2 other people.
No. Just roll a D. Okay, roll a D10 times 2.
There's you and
No.
Fletcher.
Oh,
10.
Oh, nice.
10
Yeah.
appear. So it's. I want to point out if anyone else is joining from the party, they do not include in this 10.
Yeah.
Anarche, just
Okay.
Anarche, and then just the 9 cheerleaders.
Yeah, we're smoking in the back. We're not really listening.
You're the
think-
bad boys.
I'm just here so I can say I attended, and I'm just talking while this is happening.
I think Felix is still sitting up, like, in the stance of Pinky as, studying
Okay,
opponents and whatnot.
fair enough. I'll get to that. I'll get to that in a sec. So we'll go to Aldous with your thing. Fletcher, you're there. Anarche, are you actually there as well?
Yeah,
Okay.
with the cheerleaders.
By the way, during the last fight, when you won, you just had everyone just like all the cheerleaders doing like this big routine as they like formed a pyramid and then just sort of like went back down as like they tried to make a rhyme, like a whole big sort of cheer squad rhyme.
Should we roll a d20 to see how well that went?
It's like not from this world, not from this planet. Anarche's good. Anarche's got it, and it's just like I don't know if that necessarily rhymes, but okay.
Anarche's good. Anarche's our candidate. I don't know.
Who's going to win that day? There's only one man that can. It's Anarche.
How does Pinky feel about the amount of time Anarche is spending with these cheerleaders?
That is it. Okay. Keep hold of that. You might be able to ask her those questions, as I really want that to be a thing that Felix asks Pinky. But yeah, so the two of you are there in the thing. So the one to win the day. Who else can do it? But Anarche. Yeah, fair enough. So. Aldous,
Is it Anarche or Anarche?
it's Anarche, so it's literally how it's spelt. It's Inake, but it's Inaki or Anake. Similar to like how most people pronounce the E at the end of sake.
Yeah, I suppose. Makes sense.
So how does your how does your sermon go?
I essentially go back. I essentially regale them with. Essentially, I go tell them about the ongoers, who were the disciples of Animite,
Okay.
and how they were able to do these incredible things with just by like listening to Animite as I do now, and understanding it.
Okay.
And then kind of explaining that after they left to go to places unknown but only known to Animite, that essentially the song went unheard for untold generations till finally the great song happened. Or what was it called? What do they call it? Like the note that was heard around the world?
I think that's what you've dubbed it, haven't you? Like the grand explosion, you've dubbed it the note heard around the world.
Or something similar to that. And explaining how Animite what he thinks happened is that Animite grew tired of humans not listening to hearing it anymore, and made sure that they all knew of its existence. They heard the song by making them into what people are today, and now the Animite's everywhere, and we've prospered greatly because of it and its evolutionary properties. And that this must have, I great as Animite. Animite is great, and I make sure to use my various powers to illustrate this by making like vines appear out of books to become like figurines, indicating ongoers.
I'd like you to roll me. I guess I'd like you to roll me a. I'd either say persuasion or flat charisma.
I was also going to ask, can I roll a wisdom to see how long I'm able to pay attention to this?
Yes, roll wisdom.
Well, I mean, it's got to be flat charisma. 15.
It doesn't.
Ooh.
It's interesting. Why?
Yeah. Somehow.
It's the ongoer part that gets me.
Yeah.
You listen for the first half, and then after a while, you sort of like nod off again. You're sort of like not paying attention, and then like you see him start like sprouting stuff from books. You're like, I didn't know he could do that. And at this point, you're less listening to his words, but you're more listening to his actual like. You're watching and paying attention to the weird stuff he's doing.
Yeah. It's like when you see movies that have to give an exposition dump, but they always make sure to make it look like some kind of weird poetry book.
Pretty
Yep.
much.
That's what you really need for me, a picture book. Then I'd be interested.
As some people
The
are
big book of
listening,
anime tales.
some people are listening. So, how do you sort of like as you sort of continue through this?
How do I finish?
How do you sort of finish this?
I might give them a demonstration of how believing in animite its great power, and ask, does anyone have any animatology based items?
Unless if Anarche has one, I don't think that there would be anyone in the.
That's a good point, do I?
I don't think you do. Now I think about it.
I only have a book. I don't have any. I have the dagger, but I'm not pulling that out.
I don't even think you actually have it on your person, because I think the person.
No, I don't.
Stan, yeah.
Stan has the dagger. Yeah, so I don't have that.
So no.
Okay, I will then ask for a volunteer from the audience to hear to hear some of the great song.
Roll me persuasion.
I roll diplomacy.
No, I'm going to say persuasion because you're persuading someone to get out.
Would there like to be a volunteer of the audience?
Somebody gingerly joins you,
and I will do the usual. You know, I don't know you. You don't know me. The stage position.
You're a terrible magician.
I mean, I'm making plans for it. I would count that as great. And I will ask him to hold my hand.
They indeed hold your hand,
and I will attempt attempt the what's it? I know not the melody. What's the gift of song on him?
Okay.
10 plus 10. I just need to get a 5. Yay!
Woo! So what happens is to the outside world, they hold.
Actually, wait. Does this guy have powers, or is he a normal human?
Why?
Because it only works on people with animite in their veins.
Let's just say yes for the sake of it.
Okay.
As this happens, they sort of like look around, and they suddenly like hear these symphonies as they are just saying, "Whoa, this is weird. I can hear strange noises in my head."
That's the song of animite, my child.
As you let go, they suddenly sort of just say, "The noises are gone."
Indeed. I'm afraid I can only bestow it upon you at a touch. But when you become as devout as I am, you can hear it all the time.
Roll me charisma one last time.
Okay. No, actually, crap. That's just that's a natural 25. It was meant to be plus 5, so it's a natural 20.
I'll let it go.
Yeah. I mean, I've done like 3 terrible rolls where I got the number incorrectly. Anyway, we've gone with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happens is a few people start murmuring to himself, and this individual actually says, "Thank you. Father, are you a priest?" I'm sorry, I don't really understand.
It's one of the mysteries of anime. Just call me Aldous. The way I've established my belief system is similar to the ones that I know of in the world around me.
Thank you.
So I hope it pleases anime.
You can kind of tell from at least looking at this guy, you probably might have an apostle.
I've got a believer.
However, at the very least, like any of the others around you, there's a good sense that they might be coming back.
Okay.
You get 13 of those, one of them will betray you.
Anyway, the service is over, and you kind of feel like some level of hope for the church yet. As Fletcher, what were you doing during this time? Are you watching? Oh yeah, no, you're watching this. You're also seeing this, and you're thinking, oh, okay. Does any of this resonate with Fletcher at all?
I would say yes. At this point, considering all he's seen Aldous do, it starts to hit home that, as well as he has once heard the Song of Animite, even though it was overwhelming, he definitely believes.
Okay. And an arcade, you sort of just gone, huh? Oh, it's over. Okay.
There's some curiosity. The picture book, the show was quite nice.
Next time I'll have to get some kind of animite-based like weapon or something. I have to get something that's like you can, because I have the power to stop that with just asking it, and that's probably more impressive than
I guess, yeah, especially with
one person being able to hear the song.
A bunch of warmongering fighters and martial artists, and you just have this ability where you can turn off weaponry in front of them. It's like, oh wow, okay, this is really cool. So fair enough. Meanwhile,
It's like more impressive.
Felix, you've been sat at the stands with basically on this podium with Pinky, watching some of the fights. One of the fights that you actually see, Pinky actually informs you that this particular team is the next team that you have to face, and they're known as Team South, as a majority of them are Southerners from the land of the sunken moon. She tells you to keep an eye on basically watching some of these fights. They go up against another team, and they do relatively well. You see sort of a gunfighter, like a pretty much basically a cowboy who fights off against an individual for a short period of time before basically getting bodied. But a lot of the bullets even harm the individual that they're fighting, even though that they seem quite strong. Later on, the next one sort of goes up, and it's an individual clad from head to toe in mineral armor, having two katanas either side of them and drawing out their blade, taking down the opponent quite easily because, again, you assume willpower, but also because every attack that they land against this person, the mineral samurai every now and again gets hit by these attacks that are bragdaling them, but they seem to get back up with almost nary an issue, and the armor is not damaged whatsoever, eventually wearing down the opponent team and defeating them. The next opponent they go up against is someone who seems to have some kind of like special like ability that allows them to sort of like teleport around. But what they do is they place their weapon in their sheath. They sort of sit there and wait, and as soon as the teleporter is about to like hit them from behind, they draw their weapon and rotate 180 degrees and slash the teleporter in a one-shot slash, killing them. Eventually, the Mineral Samurai leaves, and you see this big, bulking husk dude walk in, holding like a big club. He fights against another individual who seems to have some level of like special ability of like flying and shooting lightning. And all he does is he throws something up in the air, the lightning hits it and it explodes and creates like a massive smoke screen. The smoke screen eventually clears, and the guy is basically like sat on top of this flight user, pinning him to the ground with his head against his head, as it seems to, like his hand against his head, sort of squeezing him until he eventually gives up. And this guy throws him out of the arena, even though that he is still fully conscious. It's obvious that he's sort of given up and doesn't want to fight anymore. The last fighter in this team of the South doesn't get to fight at all, but you recognize him as Dias Miyamoto.
Interesting. Felix will have like a small notebook and be taking notes while watching the fight. And if there's like a moment where like there's intermission and like Pinky's not busy working the mic and the stand, Felix will pull up the question.
Okay. It's in between matches where it's like, okay, like next teams get ready, as like they're all sorting out, and she calls out the two teams, and she just sort of like waits for about like 15-20 minutes, has a drink, and is sort of sitting there.
This might not. I might not have a place to ask this, but I can't help but notice Anake's interacting with the cheerleaders a lot, and ask how you feel about that situation? Your relationship with them?
I have to ask, why do you think that I'd care?
Not knowing fully what your relationship is with Hanake, I just want to make sure everything is consensual and mutual between the two of you.
She looks at you and sort of just laughs. Just I mean, really? Consensual? Okay, well, look, neither of us are together, and I have to be honest, neither of us have ever spoken about that kind of thing, so I don't really know why you're concerned. I think it's sweet that you do concern yourself with that. I mean, yeah, Hanake is hanging around with these cheerleaders, and yes, I know exactly what they used to be. But at the same time, Hanake's naivete just kind of proves that he doesn't really understand who they are. And if he does, he seems to act stupid on purpose for it. Nevertheless, he's only just trying to help these people because he's wanting to have fun, be silly. Besides, even if he does have any particular misguided attempts at desire, or even miscellaneous, malicious intent with them, he doesn't seem to show it, nor is it my place to stop him, unless if it goes too far.
Very well. I just don't want relationships to sour, if you know what I mean.
When I first asked Hanake if I could join him and go around the world, I wasn't asking it because that I was looking for something. I was asking it because I wanted to find something in the world, not in a person that I spent that time with. I still don't see him that way, but it's interesting that you think that. Is there something that I should know about?
I'm out of game. I don't know.
She's basically asking you, like, as in, like, do the others in the group think that she has a thing for Hanake? She's basically asking you.
This might just be my personal way I've seen it, but it does appear, at least on the surface, to be that way.
Never thought of it. I don't know. I mean, he's the first person that seems to actually both care about people and also give zero shits about people. It's a very strange and yet compelling argument. He claims that he wasn't friends with any of you, and yet he went out of his way to find a way to revive Fletcher. And yet he's also helped you time and time again. So, I guess I'm drawn to him. Because he is an interesting individual, but I never thought of him like that. Hell, maybe I should. Maybe I should start thinking of him as more than just a kooky individual, and maybe I should start thinking about him. I don't know. I never really thought of it that way. Almost like as if I had always assumed he was unavailable. Kind of almost like married to the game.
That's fair.
You've given me a lot to think about. I have a question. you spend a lot of time speaking with your family over your band and speaking with Tan. What do you think of him?
Tan, though his motives are sometimes questionable, his willingness to protect my family, keep them safe, while I can't. Again, while motives questionable at times, I would trust him with my life.
It's interesting. Because I looked through the archives and I saw the first ever time that you encountered him. He beat your ass. I mean, damn.
Barely got 3 hits in.
And yet you're claiming him to almost be the equivalent of your best friend, a man that you would trust your own life to and your family with.
Friendships can form from the weirdest places.
Yeah. I guess you're right. Hey, thanks for staying up here with me, Felix.
Anytime. It's good to get notes on fellow combatants as well as just to watch. And I imagine it gets lonely up here.
Yeah, to some degree. And the next round begin as the day careens, just carries on, it's sort of like fight after fight. You sort of like it sort of begins getting to the later part of the day, sort of around about the time where people are like now having food. Some people are getting ready to head off to sleep. Whilst this is going on, you guys all sort of convene together when Pinky is finished, as she basically celebrates with all of you. She asks all of you to come to her house, as you're all basically in this massive kitchen. There's also a kitchen cross dining room, as you're all sitting on these stools.
Furnishing
The furnishing is actually very new agey. A lot of the table that you're sitting at is kind of almost like an island table. As you're sort of sat there, sort of waiting for your drink, she brings out these glasses that look really beautifully ornate. They're not just glass; they look as if they also might be made out of crystal. She pours in what seems to be alcohol. And she passes it around to the whole table. Aldous, Fletcher, Felix, Anarche, all there. Stan, however, is not. And she pretty much says the reason as to why Stan isn't here is actually because he said that he was still working on something for the island. And he said that he didn't really feel as if there was too much worth celebrating, even though that he did win. He was more interested in finishing off something that he had an idea for in his shop. However, she did actually note, and this states this to you, that she was going around and asking a lot of different people about where they came from and what's the best sandwich they've ever had and where was it.
That's an interesting question.
I know, right? She then finishes dishing out the drinks, and she then says well, let's raise a toast to a guess you could say a second day well done of combat, but also guess we can say something else as well. Today Aldous had his first sermon, and I heard that it didn't go terribly.
It was surprisingly alright.
As for yourself, You actually got a victory in.
I know. That was unexpected, really.
What was the whole thing that you were doing with that random chunk of whatever it was, that core thing? I've never seen you use something like that before.
Oh, you mean that I'll pull out the bit of animite from my portal. Well, I figured out while reading the book of physics that I could essentially use this as a storing device to store different elements, to use them as an energy source. Just happens one of them can be energy, pretty pure form. So I can store energy in this, and then I can manipulate stuff from it, like how I was able to keep the giant mecha thing up. And yeah, I could technically power objects with it too, but pretty neat.
Also, Felix,
Mm-hmm.
Juggernaut, as they're calling you, seems as though you were able to take on 2 of the Ushima clansmen and actually worry the 3rd enough for him to have to back out.
If we did get to rest in between fights while continuing on, I'm certain I could have taken on more.
Well, that's technically the whole point as to why resting pretty much takes you out of the game until your entire team is wiped. I believe it was a rule set up by Stilton so that then it wouldn't be something that would allow people to go spam crazy. It also means that that's the same for your opponents. If they have an incredibly dangerous ability or an attack that they can only pull off once a day, it also kind of means that they are out of options if they wield it, defeat you, and then they have to move on to the next fight. Technically, it is a double-edged sword, I get it, but I think it kind of makes sense.
It does.
Wouldn't be as interesting either, really. I mean, yeah, you would stomp pretty much 90% of the opponents, so.
Besides, if I didn't, eventually go out, well, you all wouldn't have a chance to fight, and I don't think.
Yeah, exactly.
It
We'd be
fun.
just sitting there watching it, wouldn't yeah.
As fascinating as your fights are, I still like to get a few in.
Oh, and you finally got a victory after how long has it been?
Probably about a week or 4.
Oh,
Damn, dude, I was only joking. It's been that long.
Ah, don't worry about it. That's what it's all about, the fighting life. You win some, you lose some, you have streaks of wins, you have streaks of losses. But if you let it get to you too much, it'll just make you depressed.
Speaking of which, actually, you used something that I'd never seen you do before. Some kind of state that you were in? You were conscious yet unconscious?
What do you mean?
Right, you don't remember. Okay. Well, either way, to survive the things that you survived, it's almost no doubt. But it kind of makes sense as to why you've died so many times. You're downright reckless.
I like to play fast and loose.
Well, with 5 deaths under your belt, it kind of makes sense.
Well, I probably wouldn't have reached 5 if it wasn't for all these wonderful people here.
speaking of which, are you paying for the next one, or is that on my tab as well?
No worries, I'll get the next one.
Alright, cool. Good to know.
You guys are just so weird.
Also, speaking of which, Fletcher, you need to finish that technique.
Oh yes, yeah, I do. I need to do more training with you to.
Yeah, I mean, I think I should be able to help you figure that out.
You guys are
Cheers.
talking like as if you had some training in before.
A bit.
It was back at the Emperor's Palace.
Huh. By the way, what did you guys get up to yesterday?
We spoke to Grum. Oh, I guess I should say before that we got some bakery stuff.
Well, I noticed the new
Buffet.
blacksmith who was bothering Stan a lot yesterday, and also today.
Yeah, I
Grum.
did. That's kind of on me. Yeah, Grum. we told him about some things. Oh yeah, I need to speak to the Forge God at some point. Yeah, said that Stan could make him what he needs. Because we spoke about how what's his name?
Fergus.
Fergus. That's the one. That Fergus might be after him, so we said he can come here, and it's a good business deal because everyone who wants to murder us can make weapons. I guess we can get weapons as well.
She looks at you
Yeah.
very confused, but it's just like, okay.
And then we went to the museum, the hero one.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that was about our day.
Oh. I've
Well,
always
Oh,
wanted
shit,
to
we
go
should
and
have
see it.
invited you.
Well, I mean, you can always come next time. It's not like we're never going to get back there.
You
Yeah,
say
and-
that, but the last one got destroyed.
This one only got partly broken. It was mostly the glass, to be fair.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What happened?
That's a story for another day. Oh, how sad.
Or we could cut to flashback.
It was 1976. We were walking down the street. No, I won't do that again.
Regardless of anything else, she raises her glass and basically sings a toast to all of you. Whether or not Aldous does or doesn't drink, he still toasts. I'm assuming. I suspect.
Be the same with Fletcher. Fletcher would toast but not drink because
Okay.
he doesn't drink alcohol.
Felix
I'll
slowly
taste-
charging up his gauntlets and armor.
Yes, feed me more.
To be fair, they are already at max, but
I'll
try this.
test the waters. You know, like how a cat when it's trying to test a drink.
It's
It's basically the equivalent of what I'm doing.
it's sparkling and sour.
Give it a bit of a, what does it taste like?
Tastes kind of like sort of a really sort of sour, sparkling sort of water that sort of almost tastes like if someone described the flavour of grapes to you rather than actually being flavoured like grapes.
There's a bit of likeness. There's also a bit of a crunch in the face.
Fletcher will see this and just pass his drink over to Felix.
Well, that
I guess
certainly
Felix
isn't
is
too
taking
bad.
all the drinks.
Pour up, drank, headshot, drank. Felix, drank, Aldous, drank. You're just taking everyone's drinks, and eventually Anark is like, yeah, that's definitely good. Slides it slyly over to Felix, who downs another one.
Yeah.
It's basically the equivalent of you pretend to eat something, but you're really just throwing it on the floor.
Don't call Felix the floor.
Hard
Felix is
and
the
studies
one in
and
the
gets rid
corner.
of my drinks. I mean, that's kind of what you are.
I mean, I guess no matter what you say, he is technically a flawed individual. Moving on.
I killed God.
I don't know if we can go down any further than that, Joe.
Moving on.
There
very
won't be any
swiftly.
flooring left after that.
Afterwards, you're sort of drinking, sort of having a laugh, sort of making jokes with each other, and you suddenly just hear a really weird noise, from the other side of the room. Oh, hi, Aldous. I just realised, Sam, you're now finally back. Just to
Sorry,
inform
no.
you, you're all having a toast.
Sorry, my familiar came in as with little Jack, so I came
That's
down
fine.
to see him.
That's fine.
He's Toad's Orb show. He is Judas thing.
Just to give you a heads up. So you're now it's now later on at night. You're now at Pinky's place, and you're all sort of having a celebration or toast. I just said that I don't know if you drink, but it was everyone's still toasted, but if they don't drink, they didn't drink, and they eventually just passed it on to Felix, who has just been drinking them.
What kind of drink are we talking about?
It's basically Prosecco or Chardonnay.
Oh, probably yeah. Probably Prosecco. He seems like a guy who drink Prosecco.
Fair enough. I'm going to ask Felix to roll me a metabolism.
Okay. Since I am not bulked up, that is a flat roll. So, making sure you Felix is gonna have some issues.
You are definitely tipsy, potentially a little drunk. Motor functions aren't what they should be, and you sort of do feel a little disorientated. But at the same time, you are loving life. Everyone is sort of having a sort of chinwag, a little bit of a joke, and you suddenly just hear like a very weird noise in the sort of darker area, just out to sort of the living room. As the living room lights are turned off at the moment, but you just suddenly hear like a very strange noise. As most of you sort of look over to it, it's like a singular flame lights up, and you suddenly see like when the flame sort of like burns a little brighter, you begin to see a silhouette of a person basically lighting up a cigarette.
Oh yeah, Fergus, what's up?
You then
Wait,
just-
what?
You then do notice that it is indeed Fergus,
Time stop! No part time stop!
as he just looks up and he goes, well. I'm getting a little too predictable, am I?
Yeah, it's kind of rude to break into people's houses, you know.
As immediately, like, as soon as this happens, the lights go on, and Pinky's already drawn both of her pistols, pointing them at him.
Again, could I roll nerve? Probably at disadvantage, I'd imagine.
Oh yeah, it's definitely disadvantage.
And can I actually roll full part time stop?
13 plus 5, so 18?
18, yeah. You sturdy yourself. You can, unless if you want to actually hear what is actually going to happen.
I mean, part of me just kind of wants him gone. Part of me might just do that. I love the sigh from Conrad.
Oh man, story. Ugh, who wants story?
I mean, he wants story. We could just finally possibly just kill another one of his clones, probably.
I feel like Felix will bulk up. He won't, and like run into combat or anything.
Okay.
Does the chair stand his fall?
Fletcher's just tapping his staff against the floor, waiting to see what happens next.
It's been a while,
this-
guys.
Aldous listens for where the telepathy stone is.
Roll me perception.
What is my perception again? Four. It's 4. 16.
It's on his left hand ring finger.
Okay.
What's
Now I
with-
feel part-time stop.
What's with all the inhospitability?
Sorry, it's just been... feel like the visitation was too short since last time.
It's been about almost 3 weeks. I
It's
thought
already
I'd
too
come
soon.
by and drop in. You then just hear like the clicking of the hammers going back on Pinky's guns.
Actually, can I ask you something?
What?
I remember, did he have denial?
I mean,
If I can remember or not.
you don't know if he does or doesn't.
Has he ever, no, like, has he demonstrated, like, any of our abilities to stop
You've
that?
never personally fought him to the same degree. Also, like, again, you've caught him off guard most of the time that you've ever actually come in contact with him.
One thing's for sure, he doesn't have denial against my fists.
Well,
I'm not going in for an attack, I'm just saying.
Mostly because I'm debating if we could just use telepathy on him. We just take the stone, telepathy him, and find out where the hell the real Fergus is.
If only it was that easy.
But
If
it
not,
might legitimately be that easy.
Well,
No.
you know, who knows? Anyway, so you actually here for like a purpose, or are you just like?
I thought I'd come and have a look around. You then hear like the click as he takes a cigarette from his mouth and sort of waves it around, as then just suddenly gunshot as it just blasts out of his hand. Pinky's like, I just got this house, no smoking. Fair enough. I thought I'd come by and see how you're all doing, of course. If you are willing on trying to kill me again, I should probably let you know that you've clearly not learnt from your previous mistakes.
Like, you could talk about mistakes.
Yeah, it's kind of obvious. This is probably a clone, so
Bingo.
that's why we're
And-
not immediately trying to beat your face in, because
Yeah, also, and what's the difference? You're the biggest fucking idiot here, so why would I care?
Well, since you love to make people feel inferior, Anarcha, you should probably be aware that I've already collected 2 new forms, but I've also done something else. Something that you might want to hear about.
Ooh, scathing. Go on.
Well, number 1. Have you ever heard of an individual called Clefoth?
No.
Okay, I need Fletcher to roll a nerve there.
Jeez.
Nav,
Which one's Clefoth again?
Nav. That's the one that you basically who pretty much helped you and healed you.
Oh yeah. What
Whilst
a nice
also,
man.
whilst also technically kidnapping you. Although you were
Again.
passed out in the middle of the street, so technically.
Yeah, again, still, what a nice man.
Yeah.
He saved me, he helped me, he made me have hair again.
Yeah.
What a nice... Oh, what
Fletcher.
a nice man.
Oh, that's a 7.
Hmm.
You just hear the tapping of the staff stop.
what about Cleethoff?
Well, you probably should know that they are a little more dangerous than I am.
So, a bit more dangerous than a fucking tadpole, then.
Keep your jokes to yourself, O'Megan.
Oh, joke? No, that wasn't a joke, that was a fact, man.
I thought I'd let you know because Clefoth currently has blood from 2 of your party members, and I've been keeping tabs on them.
Alright, and?
Well, Clefoth is currently doing something that you and I both don't want. It's trying to revive a evil concept. It's actually a thing that they're named after. The Tree of Clefoth is known as the Tree of Death, and if it is possible to be made, then the world could be in a bit of more turmoil than it already is. Thought I'd give you a heads up.
Or do you want to actually give us useful information, or are you just going to be vague as fuck?
It's part of my job of being, what was it, weak as a tadpole, that I have to basically keep some level of anonymity.
True, understandable, really.
Your jokes
Are you-
aside,
Oh,
there is one thing.
right.
Felix. I'm assuming that you know where this is going.
Felix is just staring him down. He's not gonna say anything. Just watching.
I thought that I'd let you know that you have 2 possible chances on finding me. But it's not going to be easy. See, tomorrow, around about, I don't know, anywhere between 10 a.m. and 12, I'm going to be in, I'm going to be in Glandrine. No. Or is it Collegium? The real me, I mean. I could be there. Could be trying to find a certain body of a certain individual known as the Power King. Of course, I could be lying to you. But who's to know? Who's to tell? Your one opportunity to stop me from gaining power from the world's most powerful superhuman. Or, of course, you could just sit there and assume nothing and continue on with your little fight club.
Yeah.
I will ask, is with Felix having buffed up, is he still drunk?
Yes, but he's sort of focusing on him to the point of which that he's not letting it affect him as much. You are currently staring at him like you do want to kind of punch him, but you're also kind of curious as to why he's even bringing this up.
Don't tempt death, Fergus.
Regardless, I should probably have let you know that. Yeah, tomorrow, anywhere between 10 and 12, I will be on Coliseum or Glandrine, looking for the superpower King Galland. Thought I'd let you know. Oh, and as for Rakia, I've heard a few rumours about where she's been kept.
You can just hear a slight crunch of the table as Fletcher just gripped it even tighter.
Anyway, since none of you are going to bite back with any questions of your own, I assume that's because that you're not interested. So, I'll be seeing
I
you.
don't get a personal threat story. I'm kind of insulted, really. Hurts my feelings, you know. My
Sorry.
delicate ones.
Multiversal Traveller? It's not much that I can pin on you, considering that you just had an awakening yourself. Who was the individual that you were with in the Hero Museum? Believe you called him Uncle?
Yeah.
I don't know where you went off to, but you stink of a new world. Perhaps
So,
I
like,
should...
rotten eggs, or, like, how bad are we talking?
Doesn't Nake smell?
Do I smell myself.
By the way,
Have we noticed the Nake smelling?
by the way, none of you actually can smell anything on Anarche that isn't the normal, usual Anarche smell
Oh.
of...
So
It's just sweat.
is he being like pompous then? Like, oh, you smell of another world.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's not actual. It's, you know.
It's metaphorical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still smell myself anyway.
You smell out of this world.
That's either a good thing or a bad thing, really.
Really, Fergus, if you're going to come on to me, you should have at least let until the rest of the room left. After all,
Yeah,
you
at least,
threatened everyone else.
yeah.
You know, just join the
Table and buy me
cheerleaders.
dinner first. Jeez. Yeah.
Nevertheless, I thought that I'd let you know. Anyway, I'll be off.
Time stop. No,
He
we do.
disappears.
No, time stop. Time
No.
stop before as he says mid sentence. Time to.
No.
Yeah, come on. We're waiting for you to get the story over.
You
Let me
should
do
have said it
some more
before.
time.
You should have said it before I finished my sentence.
I wanted you to finish.
To be fair, they have
Really
been
hard
trying to time stop this entire conversation.
I have. I've been waiting for you to do the story so I could go now because I didn't want to ruin it for everyone else.
Sam, I will remind you, you're not in Tempest Warrior, so if
I
you
am.
times-
I haven't. I don't know. Actually, I would
it
do
would
time
drop
stop.
when you walk out, and if you were to time stop like that, nothing would happen anyway. So
I am body counted, so I
He
can't.
is. Yeah. He is actually body counted. So
you are
technically-
body counted,
Yeah, so
but you'd have to
technically-
transform first.
No,
which
he
you did
doesn't-
inside the arena.
He doesn't have to transform to still use time stop.
What?
Because
I know,
if
yeah,
he's
so it's
amalgamated
6
to Time
minutes.
Child, then he should. Yeah.
Oh,
But
It's not 6 minutes.
yeah, either way, like no.
Oh, come on.
God has ruled you out.
Next time, I'm just gonna say no whenever you try to do story, and no, I'm gonna do time stop now.
You
Then.
basically were this entire time just going, time stop. So no.
Yeah, because I was waiting for you to. I was waiting for you to say, "Okay, now Sam, you can do it." I'm done with the story of everything else.
Also, I
Jobo,
like how you say nothing the entire time except from you want to do time stop. You don't actually
Yeah.
but your ideas and your plans were nothing to do with like, hey, we should do anything. We should speak to him. No, I'm just gonna sit here and
because he's gonna lie to us. Because he always lies. Why? What's the point of talking to him? On a level?
To be fair, most things he said have actually been true to some degree.
Yeah, but he's always like trying to confuse us and bamboozle us. So why would we trust him?
Why wouldn't he? He's not strong enough to beat us.
Pinky
Exactly.
puts down her pistols and basically she puts them onto the actual table, and she just goes, "Okay, so first things first. What the hell? I didn't think that he would been able to get here."
You know what Fergus is like. He can be a cocky bastard sometimes.
Second, why the hell was he telling you where he was going to be?
Probably.
Wait a minute. He
Is it
said
not obvious?
between 10
I
and 12.
I assume to lure us into something with this superpower king, so that he can kill us.
Wait a minute. I think I know why he chose those 2 times. That's the
Are they
two.
references to death?
That's 2-hour slot of time that you would normally be fighting in. In other words, you either choose to go and find him and lose your position as Kings of the Hill, or you take him up on his word, or you just think of it as another lie and continue this
Who's fighting us
tournament.
next?
Can we just call a hiatus for the day?
Not based on the rules that Stilton stated. Contestants.
you are next.
We own the island, though. Surely we could call for a brief hiatus.
Well, technically,
For
due
matters
to
like current-
the merger with
matters.
Stilton Maximilian, that's not a possibility.
So can we not call him a hiatus for the day, for like till 4 o'clock?
I don't know why you're so concerned about pulling a hiatus. Pinky, who are we fighting next?
The next are the South team. There are 4 individuals from, most of them are from the, south of the Sunken Moon, including Dias Miyamoto, an individual named as Cass the Gunslinger, the first pillar, the Mineral Samurai, and the 7th pillar, Tunga Shungi, of the head of the Shungi clan.
Tunga Shungi. That name sounds
Alright.
familiar.
Bless you.
Thank you. Wait, no. Isn't that the clan leader that Cloak was a part of?
I don't know who Cloak is.
You don't know Cloak?
Well, she wasn't here, was she?
Who's Cloak?
Oh,
He's the guy who beat Kaiga.
Oh, the caped one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dias is on the island.
Dias Miyamoto, yes, although I haven't seen
No
the
getting
fight.
yourself killed, Fletcher. Come on, wait for the fight.
Sorry. Yeah, well, I can't die in the arena, but if he's on to be fighting, I want to be there.
Well, Felix, if you were going to look for Fergus, which bet would you take?
What were the 2 locations again?
Glandrine or Collegium. Or the obvious, the other obvious answer is just don't take him at his word.
Actually, from my history searching, do I know anything about the Power King?
Roll history.
Does he have a band?
The Power King.
Yeah. Can we not locate him that way?
Roll history. Everyone roll history.
Yeah. I mean, I would still. I mean, he not knowing who the Power King is, he'd still ask to the band. Can you find me the location of the Power King?
I would still say roll history.
Because I have no idea who the Power King is, but I thought that's a good question.
roll history. Trust me.
Shall we all roll history?
Yes,
10.
everyone roll.
Oh, is he a dead guy?
Felix, you can't remember. Okay, everyone who got 10 or above. The Power King is an individual who basically lived up to about 80 years ago and died about 70 years ago. He appeared... pretty much he appeared at some point and claimed to have the power of the ability to rule over every power user. Supposedly, he was the one who created the Miracle Stone, and he created a kingdom in Collegium of people who continued his work of animatology and understanding superpowers. He's known as the Superpower King because he was basically the ultimate catalyst. At some point, he either disappeared or died. Nobody really knows what happened to him, but all that they can tell is that this individual was extremely powerful because he was the only person in history to have created a Miracle Stone. None of you, however, got a high enough roll to know where he came from.
No,
Well,
but we know he did spend most of his time on Collegium.
Yes.
Can we
So-
go to the internet?
So the gamblers, do we go based off where he spent most of his lifetime? Or do we gamble it that he went somewhere else prior to his death?
Good
I
time to
could-
look it up on the internet.
Contact and ask 10. Also letting 10 know of the situation.
Because I was
Or-
going to say, in case of this, Fletcher clearly wants to say, so why not let me and Fletcher handle this next fight, and then wherever location you go, you lot can go and deal with it. I mean, even if he is a superpower king, I know you can stop people affecting you.
Another way we could get the location. We do know who has the stone. Supposedly.
Are you meaning we try and contact Maximilian?
Correct.
Trust me.
Oh yeah.
The dude is a douchebag. He wouldn't help us even if we wanted him to.
Band, call Maximilian!
Is this actually serious? Is this real?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
That's like my idea of looking on the internet is apparently foregone, but we'll call Maximilian instead.
As you look
Yeah,
at the
exactly.
band and you
Yeah,
do that,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, cool Maximilian, and it just sort of just goes, did you mean call Stilton Maximilian?
That one, please.
As it begins to ring.
I just lean back on the chair and I'm rocking on it, like with my feet up on the table, rocking back and forth.
What's Pinky's face? Please tell me.
Her mouth agape but eyes cross, like the hell, bro? Like, what are you doing? And then just like she's like, it's not gonna work. Welcome. It's awfully late of you, but you must be Fury Fistonake. It's been such a interesting last couple of days. How have you been?
Pretty good, actually. I just had a quick question, if you wouldn't mind answering.
Of course.
So we've obviously got interesting fight tomorrow, but we got some personal things that are coming up, and they're kind of getting in the way of us having the best fight possible. So, I was going to ask, do you happen to know where the Power King Galland might have been buried?
That is a very odd question. It seems like neither of those two statements actually match up with the question, but I believe that I heard that he was originally buried somewhere in Collegium. That's actually where I first looked for the Miracle Stone. But actually, that's not true. Truth is, the individual known as Galland the Power King actually died where he was born.
Was that Glandrine by chance?
Bingo. According to legends, he eventually was born there, raised there, and left the island. He came back after he discovered his abilities in Collegium, people who were studying certain abilities and power usage. When he came back, he wiped out almost the entire population, pretty much rendering them almost entirely without power users. He harvested them all and turned them into the Power Stone that you know as the Miracle Stone. But why exactly do you want to find him?
Well, let's just say there's someone else who's trying to find him that we're after.
Well, that would definitely be annoying. if that got in the way of your fight. But the rules are the rules, I'm afraid. If you don't have enough of the fighters, or if you don't actually show up, I'm afraid I can't help you. You'll lose your position.
No, that's not a worry. We just need to know its location. A couple of us will be enough to deal with it. We don't need the entire team.
Sadly, the only problem is that the actual location isn't exactly an easy situation. You see, it's an ancient tomb that was actually originally designed for the royal family.
Well, actually, that's probably going to make things a lot easier, actually.
Not likely, considering I recently heard that the last surviving member of the royal family is dead, and they're the only ones who actually know of the secret.
No, but there would be a geological finding of, I assume, such an underground tomb, correct?
I'm not entirely sure, I'm afraid.
Well, anyway, thank you for the help, Maximilian. It's been a pleasure, and we'll make sure this doesn't get in the way.
You better hope that it doesn't. Now, if you don't mind me, I've got at least another couple of hours of beauty sleep. From where I currently am, it's a different time zone to you people.
Yes, apologies about that. Get a good night's rest.
Very well. You too. And I look forward to your next fight. As it then just shuts off.
Alright, well, that's going to make things 100 times easier. To the World Seeker we go. As I just open up a portal.
I will say Felix will have texted 10
Okay.
on the information and plans.
Okay.
Fletcher goes to walk into the portal, stops, and is like, I'll pay for the table, Pinky. Sorry for damaging it. Bye!
Wait, you what? Aldous, do you go in through the portal as well?
Yeah, why not?
I'm going to wait to let everyone who wants to go through the portal go through the portal.
Okay. Felix, I'm assuming that you power down after a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
You all go in. Except
Does
for
Pinky come, or...?
No,
she's
Pinky
staying. Okay.
stays back, sort of closing the portal after she... Wait, you what? As everyone goes in. You get to the World Seeker.
Alright, now people, I'm going to use this to have a look around. What I'm going to ask is you lot watch and see if you notice anything that I don't. But I will try and search for this tomb.
Okay.
Or gravesite.
Anyone who's paying attention, roll me investigation or perception.
I don't know why I just grabbed my physical dice.
Remember, you've got Sipper deck, you've got Sipper perception. Conrad.
I know.
He never forgets.
I still have a 14.
I'm going to say that you get advantage, actually, because technically this is the closest thing to rolling against others.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So you get to roll it
I'll
one
roll
more time.
again.
Cool berries.
19!
Two berries.
Aw.
19 for you, 14 for Aldous, 2 berries for Felix, and 21 for Anarche. Anarche, the ultimate find and seeker. What exactly are you looking for?
I'm assuming if it's hidden. It's either inside a building, or inside something else, or at least hidden in some aspect that isn't obvious. So I would probably first search around the royal grounds, see if it's there, and if it's not, sort of just slowly spread across the map to see, find underground structures. Probably stay a bit away from the, ongoer thing that we found, just not to confuse it.
Okay.
But,
So you look around for a while, and you do actually sort of see a very strange anomaly when you zoom into the castle. It does seem like as if there's like a very big tunnel that sort of just goes further down until eventually it gets into like this large sort of room area.
Okay. Well, I will take the coordinates for that.
Okay.
And then I will continue my search for anything similar, just in case.
You don't really notice anything too different except from the ongoer one and just more farmland and the
cave
castle. And
things. Yeah.
even then, like the caves don't seem very big, and they're very much out of the way of the actual castle.
Alright, well, if this is Paladin Glen, and people seem to be assholes about this, so I assume he probably has some bullshit spatial barrier thing going on. So what I'm actually going to do, now I think about it, is I'm going to take the coordinates for essentially like the door to the, entrance to this cave. And I say, we just go and kidnap his body now. Why wait for Fergus when we could just go and steal the body, and then there's nothing there for him?
That's assuming he isn't already there.
And if he is, then we just, go and kill him.
Or clone, because, he's probably
Or
expecting
clone,
that.
because he's probably messing with us, yeah.
Huh.
Right, well, we all good to skip tonight a bit and just go and... I mean, we should make it back in time to go to sleep, I'm sure.
Yeah, and any chance to fuck up, Fargus's plans makes me happy.
Alright, off we go.
As you head off,
Yep.
you eventually go through the portal, and you walk through it, and you notice that you're in the castle sort of area, and it's very dark. There's only a couple of sconces lit at the moment, as you notice that a lot of people are probably asleep in this castle.
Well, who cares?
Just loudly, well, who cares?
Yeah, who cares? I'm just gonna make an orb of light so it's easier for us to see.
Guys, I know that we're probably not on stealth at all, but can at least make us all invisible so we don't attract too much attention.
I just made a giant orb of light.
Yeah, and it'll just be a sudden giant orb of light, and knew where it came from.
That's more suspicious.
You do see two large stone doors that have some kind of strange sort of locking system on it.
Well, Fletcher, you want to pass us through there?
Yeah, I can do that.
Alright, try it by yourself first, and then if it works, we'll come along.
Alright, I will attempt to first phase my arm through the door.
Roll SP.
That works.
So you make your arm intangible, and you go to sort of touch it, as your hand just is solid on against it.
Yep, it's infused with adamite. I'm not getting
Yeah,
through
hear
that.
the Adamite?
Hey, what was that noise? I heard someone.
Can I attempt to do linked space to make a portal behind the door?
Remember, with linked space, you actually have to see the two locations that you're actually
Again,
putting them.
it doesn't say that. These portals allow for anything to go. It doesn't say I have to do that. It doesn't
You
say I
have to
see
send
my
two
sight.
portals to locations. You can't technically send it to a location that you can't see.
Did I hear the Adamite thing on the door?
You can roll perception.
Yeah. Because I might be able to help here.
You might.
It is faint, but you can hear something.
Can I attempt to finally use this power?
What's it called?
Please stop.
How is it written and how it works?
15 plus within 10 meters can make an animate power stop working. Must verbally do so once per short rest.
You can attempt for it.
Okay. Please stop working. That'd be ever so helpful.
You seem to do so, and it sort of reacts for a second, as it doesn't seem to do anything.
Let me guess. It's outside 10 meters. Of course it is.
Or it's blood infused.
That or, just the general fact that adamite just doesn't let me pass through it in general.
Okay, I can swear that I hear people. I'm going to go and have a look.
An arcade.
Well, what?
Shall we, disappear?
Why?
Yeah,
Worst thing you
know what?
worst thing you can do is call the entire garrison on us.
Can I?
Yeah, but I'm not about to injure some folks just doing their job.
Well, you did just stand there and let the king die, so...
Can I touch the door to see if it is blood transfused?
So you touch the door.
Is it blood transfused?
I mean, you can't sense that kind of thing.
But when I try to catalyze through it,
Roll SP to try and catalyze it. Then.
Okay, to see if it is blood transfused.
It is indeed.
Okay, can I tell it to open?
You can indeed, especially with
okay,
the 31.
I tell it to open up.
It does, in fact, open up. So what happens is you basically manipulate the powers to stop the spatial lock on it, and then it begins moving itself as you then hear the clunking, as if it had already been fit with a key. It then opens up. You then hear stomping getting closer and closer,
and then quickly close it as soon as everyone's in.
Okay.
Pretty much open it just a crack for everyone to get in, then close.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You are now in the pitch black of darkness. You can see nothing.
Light.
You create light. A large staircase that spirals down.
Oh, well, by the way, if you can open it, I assume, did you use your caster's ability to do so?
Yes, it seems... Yes.
Well, that's then probably what the Super King, Power King had. I mean, it makes sense. I guess that would also mean Fergus would be able to open it, considering he has that power too.
Yeah. Can I actually? I'm going to use space to essentially just put a big wall in front of the door now. Then a spatial barrier.
Okay.
I mean, see, a 30-foot spatial barrier. No, a 10-foot this way towards us spatial barrier. So as soon as we move down the stairs, I make sure to make it bigger and wider. So it's harder to get. So it's more difficult to get out.
Okay, 2 questions. First one, how far away do you have to be from your spatial constructs?
For it to remaining in existence?
Yeah.
It says indefinitely.
No way is it indefinite.
Yep, unless I'm nullified or made unconscious. So as soon as I go to sleep...
So there's no range?
Nope.
You sure?
Yes, the size construct is based on spatial source, and however the user can leave the construct indefinitely to the user is either nullified or made unconscious.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Destroy construct, someone or something must deal damage equal to or more than the max damage this character can do as spatial.
Okay.
Which means it can be broken with a 12.
Okay.
No, a 16.
Yeah, sure. So you start creating it, and then sort of elongate it as you go down.
Do you want me to roll for it?
I'm going to say you don't really need to.
Yeah.
As you begin sort of going down the spiral staircase, what's your range on them?
My range?
Yeah, what's your range on them?
It'd be your manipulation.
It's maximum 170.
That's your projectile damage.
Wait, give me a second.
So it would be just 120, wouldn't it?
No, it's 170. It's my range because all the things I use for the Power Stone is 10, range by 10.
Yeah, but your manipulation is still lesser than your projectile.
It always is lesser. It starts at 10, so that would mean it would then be.
Oh no, but my projectile is 190.
Oh, okay.
It is. No, I know that. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, no, it is.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you keep going down, and pretty much as you get to the bottom, it ends this. That's when it ends. It's around about 100 or more meters, but again, you're spiraling it down.
Yeah.
So it sort of stops just at the end. As you are now inside of this a very large sort of open sort of room, which is dark, dusty, and musky. And there are multiple tombs, coffins, sarcophagi just sitting there.
Now here's the real question. Are we kidnapping all the tombs? Or are we really going to spend time searching?
I mean, you can probably... Are you able to sense powers of dead bodies?
I don't think so, because technically there's no life force left, so...
He was a
Aldous, how about you?
Actually, yeah, he was a catalyst user. Do I hear stones? Do I hear animite? Because I'm assuming he must have some animite on him.
No.
His blood.
Joe, how big are
No.
these coffins?
They're about like 1.5, nearly 2 meters wide.
I'm
About,
gonna go around them and open a portal up beneath them all, so they just, one by one, so they just fall into my pocket dimension.
Yet
I love this
another weird thing that you put inside of your.
So how many dead bodies
More,
is that going to be
I
in the pocket
kidnap
dimension
all
now?
the coffins. So we got.
So we got an entire
You put
lineage of-
five gigantic stone sarcophagus, sarcophaguses inside of your pocket dimension.
So
Hold on,
you putting
Is this
them
with
in
the
there
turtle or in the
yeah,
other one?
is it with the turtle or is it with
It's inside the muffin house with the other dead body. Unconscious.
With Leia. With
So they're
Leia.
just on top of the unconscious body.
Oh,
Aw.
This is
So she is currently constantly being crushed, reforming, crushed, reformed.
Actually,
So-
we should have done. We should have made them small first.
poor fucking Leah.
Should have
Nah,
quad-
I don't need to. My portals, my things can reach 10 meters in size. So
Yeah.
This is starting to sound like that one comic that involved frickin' Lex Luthor stealing 40 cakes.
And it's not a comic. That's the superhero dictionary. Thank you very much. I have that.
I'm sorry, the superhero dictionary where Lex Luthor steals 40 cakes
And
and
that was
Archie
terrible.
steals 5 coffins.
And that was terrible.
Also, Joe, I can't help but feel like the dynamic between Felix and Fergus is All Might and One for All, or All for One.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. There is the possibility, the whack possibility, that he did actually hide his coffin and I've just stole 5 innocent bodies.
Mm.
So, do you want to check for your animatology whackness thing to see if there's any hidden things in this room?
Joe wouldn't make it that easy for us.
Can I attempt to do that?
Yeah.
Can I attempt to do that?
Roll perception.
Okay. And even if I fail, I'm still probably going to touch the ground and try to make it open.
I mean, what's the point?
Just because, maybe I actually see something. Whereas,
no. I mean,
it's like,
what's the point of me telling you, what you hear or what you see if you're going to do it regardless?
If I fail, I mean, I'm going to do that.
I mean, either way, you don't sense any additional animite around here.
Okay, then I'm going to touch the ground and try to see if it's blood transfused, or touch many things to see if they're blood transfused.
The floor is, but when you try and manipulate it, all that happens is that you feel a sense of solidity be removed from the stone. Is the best way to put it.
Oh, it becomes incorporeal?
It's more like it's no longer infused with spatial.
Oh, that's convenient. We can actually leave now. I was kind of worrying about that because you'd put spatial behind us and the room was spatial.
There's no escape.
This tube will become your tube.
Yeah, I was slightly concerned you just stuck us in, but that's convenient. We
I
can
mean,
at least
to be
leave.
Can I ask, is there any creatures about? Is there spiders or or other things like creepy crawlies?
Not that you can sense.
Aww.
Joe,
Would you
could I
never-
roll investigation to see if I notice any parts of the walls that might look like they're hiding something?
Roll investigation.
Would this be with
And
advantage with
Joe,
wisdom?
what do I sense, if anything?
What with your life force?
Yeah, with my powers. I'm going to actually, I'll roll to see what I sense around, if that's alright.
Okay.
Yeah, but would that be advantage with super wisdom?
No, because you're not rolling it against others now.
No worries. Just checking.
I can make a competitive roll. Rolling against it.
Yeah, so you can go out the Felix.
Brilliant.
Nothing. You don't find anything whatsoever. And okay, the best way to put it for you is that the only things that you sense are the life forces around you, which are pretty much the ones that are in this room.
And then the guards approaching.
No, you can't sense the guards approaching.
Are
Is there
they
plant
beyond
life?
my... I think... Would it be 200? Or with... 15
No,
robots?
as in like they. It's not that they're outside of your range. Like
It's
you can
cut
sense,
off, essentially.
It's not even that. Like whilst Aldous is touching the ground, you can sense all throughout that sort of area. As a matter of fact, you can sense like their life force. You can sense the life force of certain like creatures, like 100 meters around, like like creepy crawlers, whatever. You do get up like 200 meters, and you do sense people in the castle and stuff. But there's one that looks at the door and then just leaves well enough alone. So nothing actually comes of it. Nobody's going to the door or the staircase or anything.
Must have been
What?
the wind.
Well, I just say, touch all the walls, do all your shenanigan catalyst things, and if nothing happens, we just leave.
Can I?
It
Can I
must
say?
have been the wind. The wind saying, "Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?"
Yeah.
And after, it must have been my imagination.
Can I sense any plant life around?
Not necessarily. Like it. Again,
In
I
100
don't.
meters?
I don't really. No, not really. Because again, you're so deeply underground. You can sense maybe a couple of like roots, like about nearly 100 meters away.
Okay.
That's about
I
it.
feel like since Felix has like nothing to contribute to really any powers for looking, he's just like going around the wall, feeling for like any hidden buttons or something.
Okay. Roll an investigation check. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a flat d20. But I mean, 17 is pretty good. So
Let's have a look.
that's a divine intervention in D&D.
No. No.
I mean,
You sort of like look around for a bit. You sort of like touch everything, and you have determined that there is no secret passages or no secret anything in here.
Try
I
flooding
still thought-
willpower into random stuff. That always seems to work with me.
Hey, you do that. You can do that. I'll do catalyst. We'll just touch walls and just do things.
I'm gonna roll for Spirit Warrior and just like search on the outside of the room, like just phase through the wall, looking through. It's like, is there anything? No, other side.
Now imagine if there truly isn't anything and we just spend like an hour searching.
Yeah, we're literally just spending an hour at a time just searching a blank room now.
So you try and use Spirit Warrior, but yet again, like you can't pass through the stuff until he like turns off the spatial effect.
I mean, do you inform me you're doing this as opposed to me just like flashing it on and off?
Guys, that would require teamwork, and we don't do that here.
No,
I mean,
this
at
dojo.
least this is more cooperative than when we destroyed that library in a previous life.
Hey, there's no way in that.
I meant the museum. My brain said library.
Yeah,
I was going to say, yeah, hang on a second.
Yeah, no, the library
Where's
was
the
all
Wii?
Felix. It's the royal Wii.
If I remember correctly, the museum was by an individual that was not here. That caused that.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah, Fletcher will just grab Aldous and like push him towards walls that he wants to pass through. He'll be like, this one.
Okay. I'm not even going to ask you to roll this. You do so, deactivating the spatial effect on each and every individual wall. Keep passing through. Literally to no avail. You don't pass through into anything else other than just more mud and dirt.
Alright, there's nothing on the outside of these rocks.
We good then, guys? We think we're solid.
I think we're solid. Do we have
Alright.
just for fun? Is there a camera we can set up here just so when Fergus comes in, we can laugh at him?
Damn it! We should have brought Stan. He would have been able to do that.
When's Utility Lily when we need?
Wait, hang on, let's just carve into the wall a massive middle finger.
I imagine.
So when he
that-
walks down the stairs and turns on the lights, all he sees is a finger flipping him off.
Actually,
we get a cardboard cutout of Felix's buffed up form.
No, I know what I'm also going to do. I'm going to leave a single muffin here as well as a consolation prize.
It'll be stale and moldy by the time you find
Yeah, exactly.
You know
So
what would be-
it's
you know
just
what
a
would be
middle
really-
finger and the muffin.
You know what would be really funny is if actually Fergus never ends up going here and he actually ends up going to Collegium and just like, oh man, I made that trail go cold, haha, there's a 50-50 chance that they won't be going to the right place. And then just the guards at some point is like, anyway, we should probably check on the tomb of the royal family. Goes down and is just like, oh my god, somebody stole them and left this middle finger and also a muffin. What?
one of the guys is eating the muffin. Like, huh?
What is this delicacy?
As I'm assuming that you guys do just eventually, well, obviously do that half the thing.
Yeah.
Leave
I
the
want
muffin.
to go to I then want to go into my pocket dimension before we head back with
Okay.
everyone.
Oh no, I just had a fucking cry.
I mean,
Time for some tomb raiding, guys.
Do they have name tags?
Yeah.
I just had a horrible idea of just leaving Leah here.
oh,
Just leave her here. It's like,
In the tomb?
It's possible.
yeah.
So
she can't get out.
you you open
She'll
up
have to
the.
live off one muffin.
So you
It's like
you
a
said
dark
that
Caesar
you.
body.
Okay, you said that you're going into your pocket dimension. Are you taking everyone else into your pocket
Yeah,
dimension?
we're all going in my pocket dimension, and we're gonna do some tomb raiding.
Okay. You open them all up. One of them is missing a head. Three of them. No, sorry. One of them is missing a head, and the other four are like more and more decayed to the point of which one is actually like pretty much a skeleton. The other one is actually a full-on skeleton.
Right. I guess we should probably do. Do you guys want to? We should probably do Felix's idea. We should probably go check for name tags.
Yeah. Though I still find it kind of strange that one's just outright missing its skull.
Well, I mean, if this is the Power King, don't you need like a full thing to come back to life?
We do know Fergus can regenerate.
Yes.
I'm gonna ask all of you to roll me an intelligence check.
I mean, I know.
I
this
love
for
these
certain.
rolls.
And
Is it
I
just-
already know this
is it
because
just-
you
what
can't
else?
with my algebra manipulation.
It's just
Natural 20.
Perfect. Do we need to roll?
yes. All of you need to roll. Fletcher has no idea what this is, but the other two of you, I want to point out, in RK, you know exactly who it was, but you were just like taking the piss out of Fletcher. But the other two, the other two, you know exactly who this is. This is the most recent king that got his head blown off by Fergus.
Oh,
Oh, fuck's sake. Oh, they did bury him.
Fletcher's just like, I have no idea who this is. Like, just like no clue, even though that he
It's
saw it.
definitely King Galand. It's definitely. This is him.
thankfully, at that point, I was mesmerized by Animite, as we agreed, Joe.
What's that?
Remember the reason Aldous didn't do anything for the entire time he was there was because he was mesmerized by Animite.
I mean, the other thing is you still know this person. Like, well, you still know that this is an individual who died. You did nothing to save him, but you still saw him die.
Because I was mesmerized by Animite.
Retcon all you want. That's not what happened.
So, I mean, that was we both agreed on that.
No, you
Fletcher
said
couldn't
it.
do
You
anything.
did.
Fletcher
You did,
didn't
'cause
help
remember-
because he was indebted to fucking Fergus at the time and didn't
'Cause
know
remember-
what he could do.
Indeed, yeah, indeed,
We
he
did,
was.
Felix
Felix was
told me-
also kind of indebted to Fergus at the time.
Yeah.
And I just insulted him until he did it. So
Well, because remember, you told me he was wearing some kind of special armor or something.
Moving on.
Actually,
Anyway.
That's why I was mesmerized.
Anyway. So,
Anyway.
Still, this body's very recent. I wonder who this king was.
we'll never know.
It's a mystery.
He's not the Power
well.
King.
No.
He must have
Yeah.
been. He must have been quite a bright mind, though.
Really? He seems
Maybe
to
had
have lost
quite
his head.
maybe he had quite an explosive personality, you know.
Very well read, this individual.
Yeah,
Shame. I wonder what knowledge he had.
yeah. I reckon he was a kite prick, though. Really.
Either
But
way,
he's
you still.
sarcastic, and he was like,
you still-
I can read your mind. Yes. Yeah.
Either
The
way,
world
this
will never
you still
know.
have 4 other bodies that neither of you are able to identify.
Can I touch them and feel them with catalyst to see what?
Damn, gross.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
No, like
Stranger danger, stranger
that. Like
danger.
just like touch their
I
shoulder.
mean, they're dead. They're corpses.
Oh god, Aldous has a necrophilia.
Oh
No! The shoulder.
I always knew the priest would be a necromancer.
It makes sense. Look, he can't get a hold of the children, so the dead bodies are his next go-to.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
But the women and the children.
I'm not
go for one
Catholic.
until you go for the other.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay, so can I do that, Joe?
So he prods the body.
Can you touch corpses? If you want
No,
to.
can
Sam.
I touch corpses and catalyze to see what the powers are?
Well, that's kind of a tricky one because the wording of that is a little off. Could you give me more
Okay.
of a?
Can't you
Okay,
just steal
I
them?
will. No, okay, give me a second, Conrad. I will say what I'm going to do. I'm going to put my
Hang on a
hand
second. You
on
can't,
their
no, you
shoulder.
can't talk about people talking over you. You talk over everyone.
Yeah, and then people talk over me.
No,
Yeah.
The plan now.
because we're not allowed
Karma.
to. Go on.
Yeah,
Anyway, back to your necrophilia.
Anyway, I'm going to touch their shoulders
Mhm.
and use superpower manipulation so I can gather
Kinky.
what their powers are.
That's not how that works.
Well, I'm going to do something with catalyzing to figure out what the powers are.
Can you inform me of how you're going to do it? What is it that you are going to do that will suddenly awaken your knowledge of what their powers are?
I will make them use their powers then, but in the direction away from us.
Okay.
Okay.
Roll.
One of them is just a bomb.
A devious trap set by Fergus.
Well, next
Yeah.
up, we're inside an Ake portal dimension, so we should be fine.
Right, everyone get
true.
behind the priest, so when the explosion
There we
goes off, he takes most of it.
When you touch it, you can start hearing everyone's thoughts. Felix, what are you thinking right now?
They're still drunk. Slightly. I imagine he's just thinking about his wife and kids.
Fair enough.
Slightly worried for them, you know, because
Oh.
Fletcher, what about you?
Let's see. Fletcher is thinking about what Pinky's gonna do to get him to repay the table.
And Anarche?
He's imagining a really cartoon scenario of Fergus walking down and just finding the middle finger in the muffin.
Anyway, so, yep, that's what happens when you touch
Okay.
that one.
This is telepathy user.
gee, I wonder who that was.
Oh, could that have been the...
Wait, did you just let me touch the guy with no head?
No.
Oh, this is a different person.
Yeah, this was the
Oh,
freshest
well-
one. This was technically the second freshest one.
Well, he
Okay.
did. Fergus did say he was going to try and find their tomb so that he could get a greater telepathy stone at some point, and then I insulted him, so he took the other king's stone
Oh.
and left.
Wait!
I'll go to the
Shit,
next
the
one then.
guy with the head was the previous king!
Yeah, like I said, he had an explosive personality.
Ah, fuck, I can't even say anything. I laughed at that.
Yeah.
Okay, next one.
So that must be the dad then.
The one that's half a skeleton.
Right, okay.
Two berries.
Again,
Makes
away
sense.
from everyone else.
Oh, sorry, Sam, that's a bit too late. They're all dead now.
Well, we'd all come back. We'd all come back anyway. So I mean,
Yeah, we'd all be fine. Thanks for
The
nothing.
fact that we all died, damn, that must have been one powerful attack.
yeah.
Nuclear explosion blast. Actually, they didn't roll high enough for nuclear explosion blast. Thanks enough.
Just having a look at something just to make sure that
If
I
the
know what it
muffins
is.
get destroyed, I will put you into eternal damnation.
No,
No, that
I,
means he dies. Because he
That's what
destroys
I
all the
make.
muffins.
actually create muffins.
I will.
You what happens is you sort of touch it and you don't really notice anything. Like you touch it, you notice that catalyzation happened, but you don't really know what it was. You're like, okay, that doesn't seem to be a problem. And as you're about to sort of turn away and go to the next one, you notice that there's a beautiful looking gemstone right in the palm of the hand of the corpse that you just catalyzed.
Huh. Is it animite?
It's not animite, but it is an incredibly beautiful looking stone.
Was it there before?
You couldn't remember it being there, but you know what? Either way, you take it because it is gorgeous looking. But you know what's great? You think, that was a lucky find.
Okay.
Did you just rob that corpse?
So now we're grave robbers.
I'm
Not cool. What are you doing?
I'm definitely
was
going to try that again because I don't remember there being that there. I think this power might be gemstone making.
Oh,
Maybe?
that's weird.
Wouldn't that be power stone making, not gem making?
No, because it's not animite.
You touch them and you activate it again, and everyone's just like everyone's taking the piss out of you, and you say, "No, I think it's this thing," and every one of them just go, "Yeah, okay." You know, they for some reason they just agree.
Everyone agrees with me?
Yeah, everyone agrees with you. Like, you don't
You
even
must
have
be
to
under
contest
an
the roll.
illusion.
They're just like, huh, I guess you do make kind of sense. We have seen this power before, or even just like something as crazy as just someone goes, yeah, okay, no, I guess you're right.
What is this the power of God? I need
think
this
it's
power.
luck manipu-
People agreeing
I
with
imagine
me?
it's luck manipulation out of game.
I cannot confirm or deny.
Or
Really?
it starts with a T.
I don't think this is the catalyst user, but it is a useful power. And I'll go over and touch
Telepathy
the skeleton.
again.
You are
T
great.
maker.
You are great, Aldous. I believe you're right.
You
Thank
go
you.
to the
I
you
am.
go to the next one. Roll for the next one. Yep. Okay. And I'll need to see.
I shouldn't animate being bright into my face.
lasers your brain out of your skull.
You did get enough for nuclear explosion this time, so
Yes, I did.
So what happens is the entire body starts blinking and ticking. No.
What the fuck?
Okay, and then the other one is.
no, my gaming PC.
This one's a really weird one. You sense it and you sort of look over at everyone and go, I don't really know I can't really tell what's about this. As you look over at them, half of Aldous' face has scales and a creepy sideways blinking eye on the right hand side of his face. You even see like a really long tongue stick out of his mouth as for some reason, Aldous, you just taste the air.
I don't know what this is.
I take a picture.
Aldous, you have something on your face.
I show Aldous the picture.
What is it? Is it dragon or is it lizard or snake or boy?
It looks snakish.
Yeah.
Basculist.
Basilisk.
This photo is only gonna last for like 10 more seconds.
Okay, I will let go of him and think, oh, none of these are the catalyst user, I don't think.
Wasn't there one more?
Is there
Yeah,
another
the
one? Oh, there's only
There is.
four.
There is.
There's the headless one.
No.
Oh,
There's the headless one, and there was 4 more. You only touched
Ah.
3.
Oh, okay, I'll touch the last one
There
then.
is the final one to rule them all.
And now this is the one where I shoot myself with a animite beam to the face by accident.
Yes.
Or a random par happens.
Yeah.
Or a random bar.
I do actually need to roll something.
It's Animon.
Uh-oh.
It just creates a portal and leaves.
Oh.
Real
It's
quick,
secretly Bartholomew.
Wick, you have. Okay, yeah, no, I know. Okay. Something is really. So you touch it and you start noticing that there's a beautiful glow coming from this skeleton. As you look at
Actually,
it,
you're right.
its head turns to look at you.
Oh,
as it begins glowing. And you feel like, I should probably let go of this thing, as then it grabs your hand.
Hello?
As I want to point out, everyone else sees this. The stone in the tiara, the stone in the circlet that Aldous is wearing begins to glow as the body starts lifting itself back up, and flesh begins to grow out of its pores, out of everything, as it begins to revive itself.
Is it using my power stone to do so?
It seems like it, yes.
I can't.
Oh,
Remember, it's dead. I can't affect the dead, Joe. As you've told me many times, I can only affect the living.
You're absolutely right. But it still
Joe.
happens anyway.
oh well, I think we found the king, guys.
Well, I mean, this guy's not necessarily evil. So you're not...
It's a good thing in 5 seconds I'll return to being a dead
he only genocide 90% of the population on the island to make a miracle stone. That's pretty solid, if you ask me.
Yeah.
What is the skeleton holding on to?
It's holding on to Aldous' arm.
Sorry, Aldous, I need to do this. I attempt to face cut Aldous' arm off.
Roll it. Roll it. Roll it.
Not the skeleton's hand, Aldous' arm. That.
Both of you roll it.
Actually, can I reactive time stop?
Roll it.
I don't think I can, actually.
Roll
You're
it.
23.
I used biology manipulation to stop you. No, don't cut off my arm.
I mean, you wouldn't be able to.
Okay,
anyway.
yeah, don't ruin this. I want to watch the ancient king resurrected.
You
This is way more
attempt.
fun.
You attempt to stop time, and nothing happens.
Oh, yeah.
As you get hit in your arm, and it just immediately slices your arm off. As the body stops, like, moving for a second, and then just, like, looks over at you, still, like, its body still, like, healing itself.
Guys, we have a corpse to fight!
No, we don't. Why are we trying to fight it?
Oh, wait, yeah, we're in the park.
This guy has literally done nothing, and you just wanted to stop him. That's pretty rude, if we're being honest.
my hand!
Oh, calm down,
Just stop
Aldous,
someone
we're
else.
Aldous, we're inside. We're inside an Arcade's pocket dimension. It'll regrow.
You then hear this thing just say the words, "Get me out of here," as then suddenly, like, cracks of white light appear all over this thing's body, as then it's all of its flesh shatters into, like, glass as it disappears, as the skeleton falls back down into its original position, and the arm flies back and slams onto your stump, solidifying it, and your clothes come back to the way that they were. You are no longer in pain, your arm is reattached.
I'm just gonna put the lid back on that coffin.
Is Fletcher still in human form?
What?
Or
What?
is Fletcher intangible?
He is, because he went intangible before he went into this Pokemon.
Okay. Never mind then.
Oh, actually, this is perfect timing, Fletcher. We should try something.
Okay.
You were learning that technique, right?
Oh yeah, the dimension hop.
We're gonna test that, and we're gonna see if you can end up at Pinky's house or not.
Ooh.
Alright. So now, I want you to close your eyes.
Right.
And I want you to imagine the room that we were just in, so Pinky's dining room. Can you describe it? Can you describe it to me?
The room was a dining room. The table, the chairs all stacked where we all sat. The room into the kitchen and the doorway into the living room where Fergus was.
Now, what senses can you remember? Like smell, physical touch?
I remember the feel of the wood I was gripping on, and the smell of Fergus's cigarette.
Now, I want you to try and move forward, and I want you, as you're doing that, to try and take yourself back to that place.
Okay. I will attempt to. That is willpower. And then spirit. It's a 15, so the willpower doesn't activate.
Isn't this an SPMA or because I said that you could put it in SPMA or spirit?
Oh yeah, then I put it in spirit then. I
Okay.
did put it in spirit.
Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a good enough roll.
Okay, then it's spirit, so yeah, 23.
Okay. As you sort of like imagine that, remembering doing that, you sort of like open your eyes, and you're sitting on the stool that you sat on when you were at Pinky's house, as you are now in Pinky's kitchen. As she just walks out, she's sort of like half dressed in pajamas, as she just goes, "What the fuck?" And then just immediately just sort of like pulls out a gun and just shoots as the bullet goes right through your head.
It worked! Oh, that's awesome!
What the hell are you doing
sorry,
in
Pinky.
my house at this time?
I just activated an ability I learned while talking to an Arcade's uncle. I could multi-dimensional hop.
Great, get the fuck out of my house.
Joey will enter Pinky's house through my portal as well.
What the hell? Guys, come on! As again,
Oh,
like,
hey, Fletcher, you did it!
as all of you are privy, she's basically wearing like a very tight, sort of like weird white
Nightgown.
and sort of light blue stained top, and basically like really short, like white again bluish stained shorts.
Alright, well
Fletcher
done,
is-
Fletcher.
Fletcher is desperately trying to cover his eyes, but actively blushing.
Felix will head to the front door. Sorry for the
Yep, sorry. Faces through the ground.
If I take a shower, or...
So, where the hell have you been?
Oh, so we went to the tomb.
And did you find the body you were looking for?
We think so. It tried to come back to life in my portal.
That's weird. I didn't think that your powers worked that way.
Well, it doesn't, which is the weird part. Although when it lost connection to Aldous, it stopped. So I can only assume it was trying to use his abilities.
It's even
Can I-
weirder.
Could I sense what it was doing? Could I feel him catalyzing through me?
It all happened so fast that you wouldn't really be able to tell that now, whether or not you could or couldn't feel it.
I'm still thinking of the fact I got my arm cut off by Fletcher for pretty much no reason.
It could have been It could have been a Lord situation. So
I mean,
Fletcher thing.
literally
Fuck.
no reason, because we were inside a pocket dimension that
So,
reverses time.
What are you going to do
doesn't know that?
with the individuals anyway? What are you going to do with them?
I didn't think that far ahead. So at the minute, I'm going to keep them in there so Fergus can't get a hold of them.
Wouldn't it technically make more sense for you to revive Lord?
No?
Well, if you think about
Lord?
it... No, sorry, not Lord. Wouldn't it make sense for you
Let's
to
go
revive
revive Lord, everybody.
Galen? Sorry. Because wouldn't it make more sense if Fergus is looking for Galland, he can only revive Galland if he's dead, but if you can then make him come back to life, couldn't he then just basically stop Fergus?
He's also a man who genocide like an entire population to make a single stone.
Ah, yeah, probably, yeah, I completely forgot about that.
I
Yeah,
mean,
probably best for...
Babe, I've got a better idea.
I mean, we can
Kind
always
of like
I'll
just
using-
send
create the
him
quote.
to my uncle, and he can deal with the cops.
Kind of like setting a bomb to destroy a nuclear explosion.
I'll just send it to my house, or his house, and I'm sure nothing bad will happen.
Do you
Well, we give him
do
the
that
chance.
now, or...
I'm just suggesting the idea. What do people think?
In other words,
There's only all this.
Sending it
There's
to
only all
another,
this.
sending it to another universe.
We're basically sending it to my uncle, so he can safeguard a man who can manipulate all powers. If he comes back to life, however, he is in probably the most advanced civilization possible.
So kind of a heads I win, tails you lose situation.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I guess there's nothing else to concern ourselves with then. If Fergus is not able to get his hands on it, then I guess...
We also left him a giant middle finger and a muffin as a consolation
Oh,
prize.
cool. So basically, same shit as usual then.
Pretty much.
Have I done that before?
It's...
Oh, also, this has been bugging me. Sorry to cut you off. Do I smell bad? You know, that statement is really weirded me out.
I'm gonna have to ask you to get out of my house. It's too late for this.
Yeah.
Can I at least have a shower first?
You've got your own shower!
But it's not as good.
Sort of
Felix
pushes
has
all of
already
you...
left.
Pushes all of you out, just like, go on, get shoe.
Felix had already headed out and has probably
Fletcher.
collapsed in his bed by now.
Fletcher had faced through the ground and attempted to get home without seeing.
Now, we have enough time for like sleeping, right? Like
Yeah.
without any issue.
Yes.
Okay. Because if we didn't, I would have everyone take a sleep.
You and your trucks. Yeah, you have plenty enough time to get some rest before the next one. So all of you guys head off and go on get.
I
some
will
sleep.
use Dreams of Animite.
Yeah, okay.
I will say it now.
Roll for it. Roll for it now, and I can tell you what it is.
Doesn't happen.
Ah, bollocks. Do you have a
Oh.
practice?
Nope. I got rid of the practice so I can get the can you please work ability.
Fool! Fair enough. I was
Yeah.
really
Wait.
looking forward to giving you something as well.
Well, it's a 25.
Jeez.
It's a hard knock life.
As you all head off to sleep, Aldous, Fletcher, and RK, Felix, you dream sweet dreams of all of the things that you have accomplished in the last day, as well as the weird, creepy thing of that face coming back and saying the words, "Take me away from here, help me," from this weird face that was bringing itself back, which concerns you, Aldous, because you know the limitations of your abilities in that stone. If it was using the stone, how was it doing that? Also, if it was catalyzing you, you can't do that. So it very much weirds you out.
I feel like Aldous probably having the nightmare that he's actually there's going to have he's going to have the evil superpowered side, but is the superpower king. He's going to have that inside his head now. That's going to be the nightmare. That's going to be the nightmare he's going to have to do, the mirror match fight where he has to fight him.
As it comes to the next day, and you you get up, get ready, get dressed, and you head on out. As Pinky is now announcing the team that you will be fighting, as it is claimed that you will be fighting the team of the South, and it's sort of readying everyone up, and you are then asked.
Can I buy books first?
They don't necessarily have a bookstore here.
I mean, there must be someone who's willing to give me books. Must be someone with books I can nick, even paperback.
I mean, you do. I will say that you do have paper because you were writing your sermon on it. So
Oh, yeah.
you do still have paper, just random bits of paper that you find.
I will grab as much paper as I can.
You have about 5 sheets.
I know one sheet does plenty, but 5 sheets will do great.
Boo!
I mean, I think that's a great joke.
As Pinky basically announces that the two teams will go head to head, but now you must choose your first fighter, and that is where we shall end this session. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching, listening, and paying attention to this. This has been the Dev Plays The Crucible of Avarice. campaign that is being used with the Animite Tales tabletop RPG. Thank you very much for listening, and have a wonderful night.
Bye.
Take
Bye.
care.